アメリカの国歌とかもうなんかもうね、日本と比べてもかっこいいもん。日本の国歌なんかさ、落ち着いてるけど、アメリカなんかテンポ高い。
あ
これぐらいと、
ねえ、お前にさ、あれなんだけど。
これクリックスハイぐらい今取れたくね？
オーディオされたモニター消えたんだって。なんでこツイート。どういうこと？うん。あれだわ。コードが。
ハイグラ取れてもね、あれだと、すぐ取り返されるから。高かった。俺配信してくるわ。
配信した。
おはようございます。こんにちは。おはよう。こんにちは。今日学校です。今日みんな学校、今日からだよ、多分。おはようございます。こんにちは。はい、こんにちは。昨日誰か優勝しましたが、なんか変な人優勝した。今から学校、もう学校かみんな。今日学校。ね。で、みんな配信つけっぱで行こう、学校。
5 builds. 2 shotgun out bolts.
俺24。俺もね、20何本とかなんないよね。19から学校。リムルさんもおはよう。はい、おはよう。音入ってるクリックスの今。
Gotta start working down.
どうですか？
Level up. Next person's 5. Nice ship zone. You have 100 white too. You can tank so much if you need.
裏で本題で入ってる？オッケー。でかい？多分ね、これ以上大きくはできないよ。
1 build.
強いクリックス。
Nice. Good kill. Just siphon 150.
やばいな。マジ
If you're second
お
high,
はよう、
you're
はい、おは
losing
よう。強いよ。残り6人。いや、クリックスマジでちょうどよきありがとう。いや、マジで強いクリックス。残り5人。今ね、これ、今ちょうどファイナルやってて、クリックスの配信。でも HP 回復ないよね。したよな。いや、誰してんのクリックス。おはようございます。学校行ってきます。行ってらっしゃい。クリックス。ほら、クリックス7万8000人見てる。えぐいだろ。おはよう、はい、おはようございます。学校行ってきます。行ってらっしゃい。遅いな、これ。マスパット何ですか？ごめん、わかんない。リフルさん、これ、ジムルさんじゃないです。ね、やばいよね。海外でもおかしいと思う、これ。
No, top 3, top 2, yeah.
Well, every point. But yeah, you got top 5. Perfect. And then after that's all kills and you just gotta. Every kill gets one placement too. It's top 5, top 3, top 2, 1.
こんにちは。はい、こんにちは。
Clearly the fucking 20 gifted, bro. You're insane. Thank you, buddy.
If you kill that kid, you get 2 more points. You get top 3 and the kill.
Fuck, it's unlucky then.
Sorry.
I think I had builds. It's all good. Clearly the fucking 20 gifted, bro.
ティーフがティーフ映してる。自分でティーフ映してる。
Eastern portion and no, he gets hit again. It's Nanolite. Man, Nanolite with a downrange tag here. Just looking into the action.
クリックスポイント高いね。クリックスね、これ2試合目。でも1試合目ね、なんかサージ来て死んでたから。サージ来て死んでたからね。ほぼ1試合で稼いでるこれで。えぐいっすね。全画面の方がいい？全画面の方がいい。でもね、もう終わっちゃったからさ、これ。
That's what the time you said. You guys are fucking insane. All the subs you guys are literally insane, bro.
全画面の方がいいのは分かってるんだけど。
Okay.
分かってるんだけど。
It all depends on this game, bro. If I pop off this game, it's huge.
って感じ。
Alright, we're back.
ダメだ。ティーフはもうティーフ映しちゃってる。ヒュールさんの観戦完全にうまいもん。
Thank you so much, bro. What the fuck?
いや、クリックスク見るまで遊んでよ。おはようございます。はい、おはよう。センターライフさん、おはよう。ハルキオさん惜しかったね。おい、同ポイントで2位だっけか。正直、ハルキオさん勝って惜しかったけどな。アリスティーダウさん、はい、こんにちは。ツイッターのサバカバレて泣いてます。ツイッターのサバカならバレてもいいんじゃないの？あ 見られたくない用の砂漠か。ネット赤みたいな。かわいいね。おはようございます。はい、おはよう。いやー、誰勝つかな、アメリカ。てかあれだよ、フォートナイトでね、今日ツイートしたんだけど、フォートナイトの中で、さっきね、これの画面がフォートナイトの中で、米津の時みたいに見えるんだよ、観戦。ただね、今日見たけど邪魔すぎてうざかった。もうなしかアリーナしようかな。おにぎりさん、こんにちは。たまにさ、この、なんていうの、これ、二刀流のナイフ使ったらいい。おすすめ。たまに使うとね、いいなって思う。皆さん、昨日めっちゃうまかった。どっちいいかな。俺昨日別に運悪くなったことないけど。さてはお前適当に言ったか。まだだな。全然来ないね。みんな学校だからあんまり YouTube 開いてないのかな。クレンさんスナイパーめっちゃうまかった。俺昨日その決算見てなかったわ。クレンさん何だったの？ハルキョさんが上位だったの知ってる。もうあれなしようかな。みまやさんこんにちは。おはよう2分2期。はい、おはよう。みまやさんおはようございます。みんな学校か。半分くらいかな、学校。半分くらいまだ学校じゃない気がする。なったら今日配信するのは17時ぐらいかな。どうせしょうがないし。ちょっとそういえばね、収益化のさ、条件がもう満たしたんだよ。4000時間とチャンネル登録者数に。だからあとは申請して待ってるだけです。だけどなんかボケ言いまくってるから俺、ワンチャン通んねんじゃないかなと思ってビクビクして。だからあんまり今日はね、これからボケ言いませんようにします。ネミーさんおはようございます。明日から、そうなんだ。大体みんな今日からだと思った。今日からか20何歩かとか。俺は20何歩なんだよね、学校。キング1位来た。キングやばいよね。あの人2試合で、あれだよ。最初2試合の結果だけ知ってたけど、最初2試合確か2連ビクロでしょ。でもおかしいでしょ。世界に届くチョコレートさんおはようございます。アキロさん同点で、てかあれだよ、同点確か、あれ3人同点じゃなかった確か。ハルキョさんだけだっけ。めっちゃ悔しいよな、同点で2位とか。ちなみに僕。俺は今日は。自分は今日から。そうなんだ。じゃあね、学校行く人は、学校行く前にこの配信を見ながら、そのまま放置して学校に行ってください。はい。自分は今日からです。24日、だから俺もね、24日とかからね、なんか。俺もそんぐらいな気がするわ。始まった。
Oh, this is so huge.
昨日からお前嘘つくな。昨日は日曜日だぞ。
That last one I did, I thought that kid was in the box.
昨日部活かなんかあったのかな。さすがに
Nah, it was a little long.
Yeah,
学
it's
校
just
では
like,
ないけど
you can't really do an end game, you know what I mean? It's
夏
like,
休み中は普通に部活あ
Yeah,
る。
it's hard to do that when
コロナだ
you
から
don't have a lot of mats, one, because you waste like 100 mats on that.
部活なんだ。
And then,
ラム
I
さ
don't
ん
know.
とギターファーさんとハルキョさん、やっぱそうだよね。3位同率で。
It's okay though.
yeah, that's whatever.
今日だ、何か
I should have got the last kill to be honest, but it's alright.
昨日もし
I really thought I shot first, dude. I almost,
おは
I
よう
don't
はい、
know.
ゾンビさんおはよ
I
う。
swear I shot first.
今日から、
I don't know how he got that.
大変だね。学校は辛いね。
Shut, but you guys need to show, bro. Like, I love Ron, but he's a fucking dumbass. Kid has one bad game, he's crying over it. Like, dude, to win, you need to have a good fucking mentality. You can't just get bitched over by one fucking game. My first game was the was the worst game ever.
Like you got shit on first game, and now you're back.
Yeah, and now I'm back in because I kept my mentality. Like, you can't be stressed over one bad game, bro. Like, I could still win this whole fucking thing. I could still win this whole thing.
アメリカリーグの人誰ですか？
Easily, bro.
ですね。クリックしていいよ。俺 れ今クリックしてみて、ほら。
It's huge. Like Ron just needs to learn, just chill the fuck out.
クリックスとかあとある意味。
Like,
NA はもう終わっちゃったよね、モングラー。
yeah, it all comes in just repeating more and more.
This could be his game, and this could be a monster game. There's less than 10 people left in the lobby, though. He already has 4 eliminations. Can he make it 5 here, Ozzy? He's looking for anything. He is desperate to take home this victory, to prove to the rest of the community here at the NA East region that he is someone to be feared. On the low ground, though, Clix has got a lot to prove as well. The bailout, the second point there, the follow-up elimination, and he still has the refresher, too. So he has just enough mats, though. He's going to keep it going. Great layer change here.
Farms down the tree to get those extra builds, and D-Roller has to make something here. If you have this loadout, if you have high ground, you've been given everything. You need to prove that you are here for a reason, that you can close out games like this. As there's 3 players alive, Clix falls to class. D-Roller making his way down. 5 builds left. The 1v1, Nobu Divine. We've seen it so many times before. D-Roller jumping his way down. We get the wise to see what we missed as Class takes down Clix, and there it is. D-Roller taking down Nobu Divine. He falls there. The shockwave launcher does come out on top. We're gonna have the analyst to break down what we missed just there, because that was a ridiculous end game.
That's right, he did it well, he did it textbook. He held that high ground and walked it through to the end of the game. Although he didn't catch a lot of eliminations.
昨日配信なんかしたっけあれかクレンさんに全部流してる
Start with me, bada bang, bada boom.
クリックスこれ開けられこれ別にいけるのにいけないのかな
Fuck, what should I throw any of it away? That's 4 chugs.
1台取りたいだけかなチャンス取らないあ、やっぱ取るか
You dropped a big pop before, right?
みんな売名の人にあれね
If I just master my rotates, I should be able to.
道がいたさんおはようございますクレンサースナめっちゃうまかったクレンサースナうまかったんだ誰かもしたやっぱスナうまいの強いよな味稼げるしさワンチャン殺せるから強いねハザールさんおはようございますおはよう
Do your gas, you can farm brick back in basement, be safe with it.
これさっきの8時間配信
And you'll be like 4-3-3 after that.
クレンサースナ頑張ってるよ
Yeah, and then I'm gonna do probably a bridge rotate.
今日は
And
学
probably
校だけ
play
どこれさ
left,
だいぶ
Craggy.
早かったもん
Yeah.
もうそれ学校かな今何7時半7時20分かもうそれ学校かみんなさあクリックスプレザン通りで説まあまあ取れるけどあいやなサージ対策が厳しいみんなリクエストの配信見てたら分かるけどねサージがねあたおかだからどれだけサージ稼げるかで変わってくるよな
Dumbass Blake.
そうかそうかそうか
Can you remember that surge, please?
Yep, 50. That's good. I used 1 bullet 50. Like halfway there.
プレザントリトリングやなこいつなんていうか知らないなんかみおえりさんおはようございますはいおはようエリエントプレザントリトリン
Yeah,
グ
I need to start rotating now, to be honest.
欲しいデバイスね一通り買っちゃったんですよ G プロが欲しいぐらいかなクリックスちょうどゴリゴリそうだね
Yeah, you can probably head across bridge, hit a little bit of metal on the way there, or you could swim, that's fine.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna go up east, something's gonna be hit the zip line on top of the other
言って
hill.
ないやっぱさすがに書いてある
I'm
な
not, definitely not gonna
感
hit
情
the
で
zip
和
line.
訳してください何がレマさん夏休み20何日まで確か一人何かクリックスのキーボード欲しいよね今映してないけどクリックスのキーボードかっこいいけどな
Fucking go, baby, I love log.
エイペックスプロあるから
64.
めちゃくちゃかっこいいクリックスのキーボード
Jesus, I
欲し
failed
くない
math.
ダッキーはショック
I could stay on this hill, Bizzle. I don't know if that's the smartest idea though.
No, I think you go bridge here. I think you need to try to get your metal up here. You have your tags, you don't need to sit high at all.
英語で何言ってるかわかんない
Keep trying, please.
モングラールのキーボードで大バンしたいモングラールのキーボードエイペックスプロでしょ
Gotta watch the 8 hill, he's gonna be looking at everywhere.
しかも
Yeah.
さモングラールのキーボードってさダイパーにもキーボードもくそもない机だよ机俺18あそうなんだ今日学校だ学校か
I think I show up here,
とかでいい
honestly.
ですよ
It's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
あ分かんないんだよねどこまでなんか
Yeah, there.
どこまでさあれなのか
4-3-3. You're not terrible. You're okay on mats, and you can make a play with crashes. You're okay.
みたいなクリックス最初こうやってなかったんだよねサージで死んじゃっ
You
た
can
か
just
ら
chill in the wood. You don't need hard mats.
サージで死んだわけじゃないけどほぼサージみたいなもんで死んだから多分ねだいぶサージ当てにいってるね、サージがむずいよなこういう大会って
I want to go for that, but I'm gonna use time.
I would keep an open top. Just block his 8 hill. And there's nothing else that can really get you.
アリーナ立ち回変わってくる。そうだね。ラテーサーでくだそうだよ。おはようございます。はい、おはよう。学校行くので落ちます。皆さん、プロゲーマーで仲いい人って
85 AR.
ない。今日学校だとどうなってんだね。俺は学校行かない。行かないよ、学校。もう27日からだし。おはようございます。クリックス好きですか？好きだよ。
I'm good for
ね、いい
first.
感じにダメージ稼げる
Yeah,
よ。
easy.
Okay.
これさー、
Blake got sniped.
ないかな。
Sucks. Blake won first game now, that's good.
そう、唐辛子が強い。
I don't know how he did second game.
マジで唐辛子強い。チャンネル登録5000人いってる、ありがとう。
Open map, quick.
I feel like it's gonna pull up here.
Yeah, it's gonna pull up steamy.
I can maybe get a
Is that guy still at the right side of bridge here?
アジアよりアメリカの方がレベル高い。多分高い。NA 見てたけど NA のレベ
He's
ル高かった。
space up to the left. I can
You
maybe
can
go in
take
the
right
water.
side bridge now if you want, or go early. You don't have to go now if you don't want to. But it looks so free. There's nothing on there. It's only his 8 hill and that guy left side of bridge.
絶対面白くな
For
い
the
よ。
opportunity to get the consistent points out of E-lives that you can find in the end game. Something you're not used to is how easy it is to get end game eliminations when you play normal games. But when there's this much congestion in a tight space, you see players like Jelty be able to put people in uncomfortable situations. That's Dubs, one of the best solo players in the world, and he gets put down by Jelty because he's back against the wall.
Buena suerte y vamos, Jelty, one of our Latin American players
ちなみにアメリカに
so
いや、あれじゃアジアも W 期やばかったよ、多分。だってちょっとやばかったもん、W 期、W 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 期。ずーっと W 期、W 期、W 期ってずーっとツイート流れてきた。多分ね、最初目ぐらいから、ああ、もう無理だっつって、みんな W 期しだした。
This is the question,
おはよう
right?
ございます。はい、おはよう。チャンネル登録者5000人ありがとう。
Can do that.
もう5000人顔
Will
にあり
do
がとう。
that. As a reminder, we thought it was all set, and in Game 5, everything was turned on its head. That can still happen. That still has the opportunity. It's not over until that last game is played, and we can take a look at the final results. So guys, we are getting ready to hop back into game. If you are tuning in, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This is Grand Finals here in the FNCS. We're in NA East. We've got 4 games left to go. EU happened earlier. It's been an incredible day. With that being said, though, it is time to jump out of the battle bus yet again. So let's send it over to our casters, Monster Deface and Aussie Antics, to give us the eyes in the sky.
5000人おめでとう、5000人おめでとう、ありがとう。部活8時から。
There you guys have it. You heard it from the best of the best. We're hopping back in the FNCS Grand Finals NA East game number 3. It's Monster Deface, Aussie Antics here on the horn to deliver the action. And the question here, Aussie, is can D-Roller, who's had a taste of success, that first place, hold it through? Because the last time he was in a Grand Finals setting, he fell short, coming 44th place during the FNCS Invitations. But this time, he's in first place after 2 games. I don't know. Can he do it?
I think he can. He's doing really well. His placement timing is great. He's breaking his excellent placement thresholds. Because if you look at him and Coop broken down on the leaderboard together, you'd actually imagine that Coop would be higher, right? Except for that one win. D-Roller clutched up and showed that he has in the back pocket. So I think he's playing phenomenal. You said he's got a lot here to prove, and that's the thing. We've talked about it time and time again today. Once you jump up, you make yourself the target. Everyone's looking for you. Everyone knows you now. And D-Roller has been the target before in FNCS Invitationals. Can he do it in the next solo FNCS now? Can he have the consistency as Polarized takes down Keox in the feed, which I have to think means Keox has changed the drop spot and gone Caddy? Because I was going to say, when we saw that map, I saw a few extra eyes on Caddy that weren't there last time.
That's right, players trying to step it up and take the action into their own hands. Here's the thing though, I want to set the stage up. Players that I'm looking out for that are scary, consistent, and they're doing it today already. It's players like Dubs, who already pulled the top 5 in a near top 10. Players like Jelty, who are doing the same as well, just shy top 10 2 games in a row. Players like Azers, that consistency, we know that over the marathon, that is the 6 games, that mental fortitude, having great games, even if they're not wins or big top-offs, just making...
あ、ティフ今してねえわ。他のやつ見てるけど。そう、ただ現地集合はダメ。確か。現地集合はそもそもダメ。確か、他の人にされないように。
We all know Dubs has some of the best placement that this
現地集
scene
合は
has to offer.
現地集合が
And he
主
is
催
a
してるから
pioneer of rotates
配信したいから
making endgames. We'll
配信
see
はダメ
that
ってなってるん
as
で
the competition continues here. Because this is still game number 3 and things are just getting
まあ一応
started.
うるさかったからやめたけど
Yeah, and you got to look at some of their drop spots as well. So
Never got
obviously,
the
Dub's
number.
coming out of Fortilla, which
Don't
means if he
know
can get
chicken
into that
nine
vault, he has a guaranteed
Dai,
launch
I'm a
pad. But it
Chusan
also
ka.
means that he's walking away with consistently
Chusan ka
good loot.
Kosan?
Some of these players having good games out of more
Nimura-san,
stable
現地
parts
集合
have
優
to
勝し
rely
ない
on
とこ
luck
の
a
辺
little
来る
bit
と思
more.
って
Do you
た
find
二村
a
さん
few
SF
stacks
の
of
方に優
minis?
勝
Do
し
you
ない
find the big pot? Do you find what you need? Where Dubs is coming out of Fortilla every single game with
Ebichi-san,
what he
konnichiwa.
needs. And because of the
おはようございます。
water and because of the guys in that area, the rotation paths are a lot easier too. So you're looking at players like that to be very consistent, to start racking up some of these placement points. We touched on it last game as well, but you have the placements on the right here. A victory royale being worth 14 points, and then each one of those thresholds will net you an extra point as well. So those are combined with eliminations being 1. So you get your first points when you get inside top 75, top 50, and then so on, as you can see from this graphic. But that win, 14 points in all. We see Zolaf getting some really big shots onto ult. Not sure what happened there, but he also fishes up the legendary tac shotgun. So big swing from Zolaf there within 2 seconds. His game is looking very good and very different.
何が
Listen, I was hyped that he pulled a legendary shotgun out the water. And to be
あ、ブーがいるじゃん
with the Elam right there. My
ブーがい
God.
るブーが
Talk about a nice game for Zoloft to kick things off. Not so nice game for Altu. Let them figure out what happened there. But regardless, on the other perspective, Bugha, who had a decent game too, he went from 1 point coming out of game 1 to securing 9 points in game 2. That is huge. That's massive. At the start of the show, Halsey, we spoke about the fact that you need anywhere from like 8 to 10 to be the champ on average. Bugha's closing that gap now, right? If he can have a good game 3, that's setting himself up for the great halfway mark.
I still can't believe how ridiculous that is.
ファイナルやった後に現地集合が
14
鬼畜だな
points. You have to average
ナミさんお
around
はようござい
10 just
ます
to win an FNCS in one of these regions, and you're doing it against the best of the best. It is incredible, and Bugha has shown that he can do it. Obviously, your solo World Cup winner, still holding on to that mantle, still holding on to his skill and showing that he is one of the best solo players here. He almost won one of the qualifying weeks, showing that he can still do it and perform on the day. The zone so far, he did that out of a different drop though. He did that out of Rickety Rig, and now he's switched it up to Misty. But still, Misty being a very strong drop. So far, him and Stretch having each side of Misty and being relatively safe. I've seen them taking a few tags, but they're not launching full-on assaults, and they're both playing well as Blake, another person who has another scary name with him at his drop, clicks over here, who I believe is the one who's probably taking shots onto him, and he's only got 3 minis and a whole spot free. So these are the kind of players I'm talking about who are going those more shambles loot paths. I know Pleasant Park might not sound shambles, but when you got another person there and you've got another people getting all the loot before you rotate, he's walking out with not that much.
1位って誰ですかフラムさ
Yeah,
ん
more importantly, if he gets jammed up on any of these rotates and gets tagged like this, that's where he starts to fall behind quickly because look, he's already down another mini now being tagged from an AR from that distance. And just like that, you suddenly slowly fall behind. You lose that early game lead that you were starting to build up. Blake, he got fizzled out that last game. He put 21 minutes into the second game to only secure about 3 points.
こんなん木の棒を持って走ってるだけだよこれこんなんでさ一緒になって喋ることあるのこれさあ木の棒を殴ってますって言ってさあどっか見てどっか見てますとかそれ返して喋ることないあ抜かれた抜かれたわ
As I speak about volatility,
抜かれました
he falls to a
抜かれて
headshot snipe from Stowe here.
こんなんぐらい喋ることなかねこんなん見て今のスナイパーなんて一瞬で撃たれて終わっただけじゃん
6 game formats. We talk about how mentally grueling this is, the
なん
amount
か
of
喋ること
pressure,
があるんだ
the
そん
amount
な
of time put into this, and then your game 3 gets ended
でも
within
今
a
の話な
millisecond
ち
like
ょうど
that. He
違う方向
falls,
見てた
Blake
スナイ
goes
パーだ
down,
から
all that loot goes over to Stowe, and now Blake has to sit
どっか
back
見
and
て
spend
今日
20
学
to
校
30
休みだ
minutes
からもう一
watching,
回
thinking
おは
about
ようご
what
ざ
he
いま
could
す
have
見
done
たい
differently,
けど
when
学校ま
honestly
で
it
行きま
is
す行
so
ってらっしゃ
hard
い
to think
ま
what
た
you
木の
should
棒
have
木
done
の
when
棒
it
人
comes
気だ
down
ね
to a headshot snipe.
今のは
But
大
at the
パ
end
ン
of
っ
the
て言っ
day,
たね俺だったら
rotates can be
リラックスで
different,
きて
the
る
builds can be
部活やだ
different,
頑張
but
れ
Blake is going to be very upset with that one. He has to bounce back, he has to keep his mental in check, because he's still on pace. We talk about it, 10 points every game is what you need to win this one. He's on 30, and this is game 3, so if he keeps up the consistency, he will be okay, but unfortunately, Blake picking up game 1 win, the last 2 games not going as great for him.
That's the rough part, right? Proving yourself, proving to the community that you're not just a team-based game player. Like, you can do it as a solo. He has yet to actually prove that. Even with the strong starts, we've seen him come out the gate swinging and then continue to fall. It just seems like that is how his history's been written time and time again. But don't worry, we still have half a competition in front of us. This is only game 3, and it is just kicking off, ladies and gentlemen. But okay, Click says high ground, he's got the mountain on check. It looks like he's probably even put some tags down. So he might be chilling as far as the Stone Surge goes. On the other side though, here's FaZe Dubs kicking it up with Azers. I gave FaZe Dubs a lot of credit at the start of this, talking about his consistency to make it through the end game. And he's already engaging onto a mid-game fight, or early game fight, with the player that's in top 4. This is 2 top 10 players potentially holding out one another in the storm line.
おはようございます。はいおはよう。この時間で200人分だね。いっぱい来てくれて嬉しい。ありがとう。しかもこんなフォートナイトの観戦してるだけなのに。これフェイズだぞ。俺知らねえけど。デブス。デブス。なんだこいつクリックスと同じスキルじゃん。あ、こいつあれだ。クリックスと最初 1v1 してた。前までボード殴ったり打ってたりダメージされた人がいなくて。SF, I'm not entirely sure which member of SF this is. Most of you know, but he's out here at the fish farm, and I think this addition to the game is super underrated. Look at the amount of fish he's able to gather here at this spot. あれ、ダブスか。あと2週間あるけど、明日から部活ある。ああ、大変だ。部活だけ先あるやつだよね。
Kind of fish up here. That one elimination is going to be a big problem. He's sitting on quite a pool of loot here. The excess material inside the box, the excess of blockers sitting on the dock here. Now that he has zone though, this might work for him. Yeah, he's got so much to choose from. He can hold this down. He's got all the loot in the world. He can kind of just box around this, maybe hold it and come back for it if he needs it. It's just, I haven't really seen this drop spot having too much strength, but I feel like it is such a powerful one. But I guess at the same time, you are very exposed. You need to get your weaponry around here as well. And looks like he has a good rotation. Someone to look out for. You talked about it, people. You're looking out for Monster. I'm really looking out for Cooper right now. The last game was very impressive. He was backed against the wall with low mass pressure on him, and he performed really well. Cooper knows that, being a very aggressive control player who can really back himself in those scrappy end games. But I want to see if he then has the kind of the ability to be consistent and avoid those scrappy situations. Because no matter how good you are in them, it's players like Dubs who can avoid having to be shambles. You're always going to come out on top in these 6-round tournaments.
I do
agree with you. Coop is on a nice little streak right now, but SF looking to get the beans down with the shots. And yes, he's going to find every single one he needs. It's going to be on to XX Shark. And I do want to give a shout out to Shark as well. Someone who only played one of the qualifiers and pulled himself into the grand finals. So although he didn't put as much effort possibly as these other players, he stepped up to the plate when it matters most and brought himself to the table this far. Also, maybe that lack of preparation, that lack of seriousness, one of the reasons he isn't finding success today, but he's still such an exciting player to look out for. On the other side,
英語分かってても実況うるさいから見たくない。いいだろ、このよく分かんないけど。この分かんない英語がいいんだよ。いや、グライダーバがしょうもなさすぎたよ、どう考えても。いやー、辛いね。クリックスすげえクレイヤーでした。これ配信でツイッチだよ。多分グライダーバが。僕らだとベンチいない。いいよ、もう終わったよ。エピックはまだグラ、それな。いつになったらグライダーバグ直すの ?2 週間は3週間も1ヶ月経ってるから。ルーさんなんでうまいの俺じゃないです、プレイしてるの。これ、観戦です。僕、それ見て遊んでるだけです。おはようございます。はい、おはよう。クリックタイム中やな。一応も時々ね。これは絶対適当いいよ。そう、階段使って、階段使ってますね、この人。階段使って、建築して、多分今日の朝ごはんはこの人肉ですね、この人。さ、多分今、多分、今日の晩飯について考えてますよ。本当に喋ってないのこれずっとペチャクチャ喋ってこれ。
Gotta be careful with someone like Avery who's got confidence in his pocket.
何をそんな喋ることあるのこいつ。
To back it up here on the biggest stages, on the biggest final
days. のファイナル終わりましたね。終わったね。アメリカのレベル高さやばそうだね。ベンジ出てないよ。期待それがバカだった。夏休みあと1週間。今走行中でフィニッシュ。走行中あ、みんなの見る。朝ごはん解説してる。これ全員ルーラさんそうだよ。全員。ベンジヨーロッパ。いや、ベンジは。あ、いやこれアメリカ。あれこれどこだ俺。クリックスとかいるとこ。おはよう。おはよう。お母さんもおはよう。いるね。多分この実況これを言ってますね。さあ。やっぱフォートナイトの公式25000しか見れない。みんなクリックスに。キングもやってる。キングクリックスっていうことそこら辺か。EU の誰1位か分かります ?EU の1位ね。誰だったっけ ?E11 の誰だっけ
タイソンみたいな。
ケイソン。
いいレベル。
レジヨーロッパ、そうだね。今日の番号は何しそうかな、パンツ、いけそうだね。マロダって最時対策、前はなったけど、今なんで、前はね、なったんだよね。前はなったんだよ、マロダ。今ならない。結構嬉しかったけどね、最時対策。ずーっとマロダ入ってた。キング勝ちましたよね、強すぎる。そうだね。キング確か最初、2試合2連ビクロイだった。やっぱ強いのに100点落ちたけど。喋ってないから俺これ。これ俺じゃねえから喋ってんの。わかるだろ、これ。めちゃくちゃ喋れないでいいから。リウルって SF とドイツメンの違いよ、俺。
New rising stars on the scene. 11 points, not too shabby. That was about top 30, but
リムさんって昨日グランドファイナル出てない。アルティオさんめっちゃ丸だって対策ヘビしたけど、ヘッドめっちゃJelty
really firing up here. He's looking pretty good. 2 eliminations. My gosh. The Latin community must be proud. They're bringing some of the most exciting engagements that we've seen throughout any of the regions so far.
できないよ。
As a community as a whole,
皆さん
I
プレイ
feel
も多分
like
俺じゃないって
the
3
way
対策にならない
France
マロは本当にいら
loves
ないね。
the shows
皆さん
love
解説
for
にな
them
る
in
見
the
てる
EU
見えたら
region,
俺じゃないって
the French community.
SF と JUPITER で
It's
違
the
い
same
を
for the
キャリ
Latin community here on
ーキャ
NAEA.
制覇
They
できた
bring
ら
all
勝ち
of
み
these
たいな。そうだね。
excitement. They've
人が
been
乗ってる
continuing to do that
ボー
throughout
トも
the
サージ対
last
策に
few
入
days
る。
here of the tournament.
いやー、それは分からんわ、俺。
Skill's trying to rotate out the zone.
前はボートになったんだけ
He's
ど。
trying to hit the rotate in the boat, and he's got some
ならないん
speed,
だ
but
よ。あ
he
れ
is
この日本
far
シ
from
ステム
Storm. I don't know what fight this was. Skittles been playing really consistently in the qualifiers. He was performing insanely well, and not sure what kind of led him to this point here, where he needs to kind of use the boat for the rotate, trying to get some mats as well, and he is far from Storm. He no white mats, so he needs to be careful. That uses the launch pad, so that campfire, I think he wanted to go for the campfire there, but unfortunately it had already gone out, so he was going to have to invest 300 wood to restart that campfire, and I just don't think it was worth it for Skittles making this rotate. If he gets focused out of it, this is going to be a very, very rough time for him. He has 6 crash pads, so he might even look to go a little bit aggressive, but no, finds elimination, but no, he doesn't. The other player gets eliminated by someone else. I believe Binky just took down exactly, but Skittles is there. Skittles pushing forward. It's just like that, he's back in the game. He only gets 1 elimination, but he gets 2 players worth of loot. Don't take it back. Skittles knew exactly what was going on. Apparently, he had this one
今から学校行っ
down.
てらっしゃい。初見さんこんにちは。
That's right. There you have it. New names putting it up.
フォートナイト
It's
の
happening here right
公
now.
式の大会
Skittles,
で
and that was so
パーティ
clutch,
ーロイヤ
right?
ル
He
見
didn't
れる
have
んだ
any
よ。これ
HP,
今
so
映
the
ってる画
siphon
面が
was
フォートナイ
much
トのまあ
needed.
米津
Very much welcome.
がやって
You
たじゃ
talk
ん。ライブ
about
あれの
old
画
heads
面
in
で
the
見れるん
vets
だよ、これ
here.
が。
It's
初見
Face
見
Dubs
た方がいい
looking
んだ
to
よ。
put up right now.
ファイナル
19
で勝
points
った
in
の
the
が、
competition.
忘
We
れた
said
の
that
が。パーティ
consistency.
ーロイヤルで見れる
Remember,
そう。
he
マ
was
ロダー
being
が投げ
held
てた
up
や
by
つで。
Azers in the Weeping Woods,
だっ
but
て
he
振り
just
切ったじ
pulled
ゃん、
off
最後。
a massive dead side rotate. He flung his way all the way north now, coming into the lightest congested areas. He's really trying to play that into his
パーティー
benefit.
ロイヤルで見れる。
And now having to crash that in. Oh my gosh, it's gonna hurt him a
毎回こういうこ
lot.
とし
Yes,
てる。
here
いや
comes a
別
lot
に
of
適当にして
focus.
るだけ。
It doesn't
まあ
matter.
今やってるだ
He's
けで。
too late to the
Dubs
zone,
falls.
and because of that,
おはよう
exactly.
ございま
he
す。
gets
初見です。初見さんこんにちは。よかったらチャンネル登録お願い
Unfortunately,
し
there
ま
he
す。
didn't have a lot left in his name. He must have used a
まあ
lot
ジャ
of
ンプあるあれ行きたいね、取りに。多分ね、下熱気づいてないんじゃないかな、ジャンパー。
Dubs out of this one.
取りに行こうかなってる。
Honestly, I have my eyes on Kaz. So we've been talking
おはよう
about
ござい
new
ます。
names,
はい、おはよ
talking
う。
about old veterans, but there's
多分
those
ね、
players
そう
in
だよ。
between.
1位って何もらえるんですか？
They've
海外
always
で
been
も
around the edge.
ワールドカップで優
No
勝。
one
そうなんだ。
considered
リム
him
さんの方が面
not
白い
a
からこっ
top
ちで見
tier
てます。あ
player,
りがとう
but。he's never had that big game performance like Stretch has,
そうだろう、
right?
あ
Like
れ
winning one
どう
of
なっ
those
たの？
majors. So I'm really
さあ
looking
残
at
り
players
54
like
人。
Coop,
白
like
って取れた
Kaz,
後の
who
ヘッド
people
やばい。
know about,
うん。
but
マジ
don't
でやば
have
い。
that full
一周打たれるから。
just how good
ワン
they
チャン
are.
キル取れるんじゃないかとか
Double
思って一
elimination
周
on the
やら
board,
れてる。
trying to push
おはよう
ahead
ござい
of
ます。はい、おは
Dio,
よ
who I
う。
believe has already gone down this game.
あ
So
りが
first
とう。大
place
活用
in
す
the
るんですか？
taking
いや、
for
分かってる
Coop.
けど、俺的にはクリック使ってほしいけど。
That was big.
アメ
He
リ
took
カはアジア
out
と違って
liquid
結構生き
stretch
残って
right
る。そうだね。
there
おはよう
on
ご
the
ざいます。ありがとう
rotate.
ございます。お疲れ様でした。おはよう。おはようございます。
Yes,
初見です。
D-Roller
今日から
is
学校
there.
休
He's
みしたら明
right
日
on
から
the
でした。
storm line.
わ
So
ずかじゃあ今日
D-Roller
配
can
信見れ
still
るじゃん。よ
continue
か
to
ったら
put
見てく
up
ださい。
points. You're
誕
looking
生日
at
って
the
言ってた
neck
2
and
月
neck, the
16日。
first
僕
and
のこと好
second
き
place
ですっ
at
て
the
よ。
current
皆さんで
standings
マル
right
ダの
now
方が
here
好
in
き？
Game 3 as
あ、
we're
フ
coming
レさんって
into
マル
Game
ダの好
3.
きこと好きって。
Not only hovering
言うなら100
behind one
もそうだ
another,
ね。
but
すいません、
literally
何試合目ですか？
closing the
3試合
distance,
目です。
closing the
皆さん、お
gap
はようご
by
ざいます。
finding
はい、おはよう。
Dylan.
今の真ん
So
中の
the
ボス好き。
actions on
好
the
きじゃ
feed,
ない。
and you know they see it.
そう
So
だね、多分3試合
red
目かな。
flag
よ
is
か
up.
ったら、初見さん、
The
チャンネル
awareness
登
is there.
録、ご了
On
解
the
お願
other
いし
side,
ま
though,
す。
Mikey
あ、こいつ
looking
から
to
ですか？
gather
確かね。
information here, peeking out of the top of his
何歩と
phone
か
right
か
now
な。
to
好
quite
きなスキンない
literally
俺。
gather as much info as possible.
あ、ブーがいる、ブーがいる、ブーがい
What's
る、
he
ブーがい
gonna
る。
find out here? He's
ある
gonna
これ。
find out that Kuz is
見てる
nearby.
かなブーがいる
Kuz up top.
いいね
Kaz is right there. We're just
リ
giving
ュウ
him
さんのお父
right.
さんいる
That's a
い
big
や
name with a
俺
strong
の言うお父
position
さん
right
で
now.
まさにこの
He's
際
in
で
the
キッ
middle
として
zone
いや別
4.
にしなかっ
So
た
the likelihood of
まあう
pulling
ぜえ
in
な
that
と思った
zone
けど
is
やられた
very,
ら
very high.
英語話しながら日本語話せるなんてすごいです。いや、俺この解説してねえから。うわ、うまいけど今の。いやー、空爆強いね。あー、でもブス取れないか。こういう時ハープがあったら強いんだけどね。皆さんごめん。いいえ、なんもないよ。どうした？部活行ってきます。いってらっしゃい。皆さん口2つあるから大丈夫。チャンネル登録しなかった。よかったらお願いします。今日学校です。いってらっしゃい。配信の同時最高人数。700人かな。有名な人、ブーガとクリックス、コメントめっちゃ読むね。暇だしね。こんにちは、はい、こんにちは。また来たよ、はい、こんにちは。配信楽しい。そうだね。海外のとか特にレベル高いし、好きな選手、俺とかはクリックスとかブーガだけど、そういうのが見れるから俺は好きだけど、さっきクリックス見てたらなんか、著作権的にどうなんですかって言われて、アウトでなんですかって言われて、まあ、アウトかもしれないなと思ってやめました。本当に。あれです、リーさんおはよう。初見さんこんにちは。このチャンネル前に、リムさん YouTube 進めるときチャンネル登録したら実質子さん、ブーガ見せて、ブーガ配信してない。こんにちは、はい、こんにちは。クリックスいいよね。リムさんうるさい。じゃあ、勝手にどっかで見てください。それでチャンネル登録高評価しました。ありがとう。ケインの知ってますか？知らない。ブーガ強いね。ブーガね。いや、リムさんの英語の発音切れた。いや、俺じゃないから。リムさんおはようございます。はい、おはよう。反応アミ。いや、わかんない。出てないかな。見てないわ。今から学校行ってらっしゃい。よし、ハリテさんの同説は超えられんよ、あの人。知らね、俺も知らない選手ばっかり。昨日同説は700人ね。昨日初めてリムさんの配信来ました。こんな声したんですよ。チャンネル登録しました。ありがとう。今更だけど現地集合おめでとう。それ違うリム。リムさんうるさいっていうのなら公式の配信、これがどっか行け。頑張ってありがとう、いいね。おはようございます。こんにちは、おはよう。めっちゃ前ですけど覚えてます。いつも配信。来たよ。多分覚えてる。リムさん現地集合出てません。リムさん口立ちないならどうやって呼ばれるのか喋ってないってこれ。現地集合優勝してない。リムさん次の大会なんか出るんですか？次はトリオだから。優勝してないよ俺。絶対来ると思ってね。俺も言われたもんなんか現地集合のネタ来ると思ったって言われて、そうだな。チャンネル登録しました。ありがとう。おはようおはようおはよう。そうともネタじゃないかも。海外ではクラパ流行ってない。いや、多分流行ってるけど、流行ってると思うよ。多分使うと思う。ほら、みんな使ってるんです。関係ないけど、昨日頑張ったので褒めてください。おめでとうございます。おめでとうございますじゃないな。すごいです。現地集合優勝したしてない。朝ごはんね、焼きそば。今日グランドファイナルでもらったチャンピオンアップ今思ってる。おはようございます。はい、おはよう。まあ、テルムさん好きありがとう。現地集合優勝して SM のにそうだよ。アジアよりクラパ使ってる人そうだね。世間です。ほとんどコメント読んでるのすごいですね。高評価しました。ありがとう。飽きなきゃチャンネル登録してありがとう。朝ごはん。朝ごはん焼きそば。次のファイナル取るよ。わかんないけどこれがしといてありがとう。タコパしたことありますか？タコパあるかも俺。ね、ウインナーとチーズ入れたやつと普通にタコで食ったのと、あと待って俺の配信があとなんだっけな、なんかトマトとか入れてるやつをパーティーロイヤルでもやってるね。ファイナルの SNS ファイナルのユーさん応援してありがとう。まだサージいやわかんない。出てるかもしれない。あ、出てる出てる。リムルさんファイナルの時緊張するよ。おはようおはよう。決勝プレイヤーベンチ学校は俺20時からこの地域にブーがいるよ。あと北さん石田さんいるよ。いやうまい。さあここで来てるトップって言ったね。ここそうみたいな話。いやスナイパー2個持ってねこいつ。さあブーガはみんなそうかな。ブーガ見てない。
That was a nail-biting clutch right there. The impact to find the loot that he needed. On the other side, though, here's the wide shot of the player still in the game. Aspect, reverse, vanished, Jack still alive. I see Coops up in there accruing points as things go on. P-God's still alive on the low ground. We're going to be hopping in with Class, who's going to find himself east here in the mid. We talk about Class with top 10. He wants more. He wants to get closer to top 5. And look, 4 floppers still in the inventory. We knew that it was a no-brainer he was making it this far. He can still continue to do more. I'm seeing Palazzo as well, alive in the high ground. Outcomes on the crash pads though. The rotates are happening. Calc, who's been struggling so far in the competition, will he be able to make it to the end as well? He needs these points desperately now.
And we haven't, the mythic items we haven't seen at all today, except holding on to that mythic Chug Jug and that mythic burst AR does so much damage. The Chug Jug so hard to get off at this point, but except looking to make something of this, has one crash pad left, not using it here for the rotation, maybe saving it for an impact, but 33 builds. He's managed his inventory well. He's gone to endgame. He's still got the minis. He still has the mass. These are those players who aren't in a position like Vigo. They're not looking for desperate rotations. They're trying to control fights like this and keep themselves a little bit safer. He might get that elimination to score. The player comes back right now. Ronaldo goes down just inside top 30 as Colazo picks up an elimination. This leaderboard is going to be so tight at the top monster. It's already changing. That's right. Sepp is ramping his way up as his class. He's for 2 players in the top 10. Now breaking for top 5. They want more of the cake. They want bigger pieces and they want to eat it too. Right here, right now. On the wide shot though, no one is king of height. Everyone is going to have to battle it out. Except here is going for the 15-second heal off play. He's trying to get as much HP as possible. Approaching the last end game. This is probably the final time he's going to be able to do it. On the other side though, Class behind the wall steps out and yes. Right there, just like that, the big follow-up to 30 Elin and the shockwave launcher to follow him in, but it might have been a misplay. He has to bounce his way back in. Up to the high ground he goes, and he is out of material. So what is he going to do now? With only one play left, it's to go up, it's to challenge. He sends the right into the storm. And now Class has to do more though. It's a battle against the grappler. Can he do it again? He follows up the monster shotgun shot, and he still has more. He jumps down onto another player.
少ないけど、ハイグラ取ってるね。ハイグラ1できてる。さあ、ハイグラ、ショックレート持ち。もう弾はないから、資材を使って戻すですね。残り資材140。ハイグラ高いね。さあ、いい。ハイグラの位置はもう、これは揺るがないと思う。さあ、多分、中グラのやつが、もう1、上は半だ、無理だとして、下のやつやりに行ったね。さあ、下のやつやってるしさ、さあ、ハイグラ対上。あー、これは上のやつ勝ったね。いや、ショックレート持ち強い。
On 38 points, someone that we were talking about a little bit was just outside that top 10. And he is very, very much at the top now. On the 20th after game 1 to 3rd coming into game 3 and then a third and game 3 with the victory royale and a strong victory at that. Don't worry though, boys, we're going to be sending it over to Zeke. Sundown, I believe Bala, who's still up on the table right now, to break down that action for us because that game was phenomenal.
Bro, it was in fact a lot of action finally kicking up, and of course, action has been happening. You know how I am, though. Here, great win there from Class, ending on the
昨日アリーナで内藤さん倒しましたっていうザコの自分倒してる。おめでとう。差し合いで38は強いね。ミネさんも英語で実況しましょう。いや、無理。こんな喋れん。いや、誰それだ誰でおはようございます。おはよう。この解説の人のノートやばそうですね。それな。これイケメンすぎありがとう。
I mean, not just a strong running.
おはようございます。いやー、さあ、1位、キラス。さっきの人かな。さあ、クリックスいないな。ブーがいるよ。ブーが今出てたさっき。ソケンさんこんにちは。10今出てるよ。おはようございます。おはよう。俺の推しのクリックスとブーガが上位にいない。マジかよー。ちょっとね、クリックスとブーガに俺はちょっと頑張ってほしい感はある。キングはね、ブラジルだからここじゃないよ。
catch up if there's an opportunity like we saw in game 2 where Blake fell after winning that first one.
クリックスねクリックス勝ってほしいんだけど、うわー、20位以内にもいないな、クリックス。ブーガと。どこの地域ですか？多分アメリカ。どっちもエンドゲームいなかった。どうだろう。ファイナル見終わったらアリーナもしてほしいよ。デブス。おはようございます。ソソエさんおはよう。いやー、マジか。アリシアさんおはようございます。はいおはよう。オベチキンさんこんにちは。はいこんにちは。キングはもう優勝したね。クリックス、頑張ってほしいけど、まだいない。これって NA じゃない。クリックス、デブスいるよ。ストリーマー、競技新プレイヤーです。こんにちは。クリックスラグすぎて中盤視で消えた。あ、そうなんだ。知ったかな？調子悪そうだね。そうだね。初見さんこんにちは。芝居にライブやってますか？ いっぱい毎日最近ライブやってますよ。だいぶさっき運悪かった。リムさん CR 大活面白かった。まあそれはいっぱいやってるからあるけど。ビクロイできたらでかいね。そうだね。1回でもビクロイできれば強いんだけどね。リムラさんいますか？何がいるよ。今朝は原料食った。だから誰？何か今日ってこのライブ以外もライブする ?17 時ぐらいからアリーナするかも。アメリカレベル高いね。そうだね、これから盛り上げてほしいね。おっさんの顔きつい。言うなよ、そんなこと。だろ、別に顔なんて。絶対顔ない方が、顔ある方が面白いから。朝ドーナツ食べたらきつくない？朝ドーナツはきついだろうよ。
King 5th place at the World Cup, taking it home, and he did it by winning the first 2 matches. However, SNG King turned around in one match.
今から部活に落ちるけど、午後も配信来ます。ありがとう。でもまあ、姿勢はちょっと整えた方がいいかも。まだリズクにしてるやつ嫌だよ。キング強いね。やっぱキング強いよな。ほら、キング、あ、これちょうどほら、キング出てきた。あ、これキングじゃない。あ、キング何キングと SNG キングがいる。何これ。キング2人いるじゃん。こんにちは、はい、こんにちは。チーター多いゲームで1位取るまで配信やっていつやるやだよ。チーター多いゲームってあれでしょ？なんだっけ、プニプニしてるけど、あれ絶対やんねん。もうチーター多すぎる。実況の中にブルータスいないよ。運動好きだよ。ルーさん顔出しチャンネル登録者1万人ぐらいいったらするかも。ね、キング2人だよね。それだって1位がキングだと思う。おはようございます。はい、おはよう。ブラジルの順位だね。量産型キング。キングやっぱ2人いるんだね。強いね。多分ね、よくね、これ分かる人にしか分かんないんだけど言っていいこれ。さ、ノーゲームノーライブのさ、主人公がね、足と、その普通の手でゲームするの分かる？ガチャガチャガチャガチャって。それを思い出した。そこそこの年のおじさん3人で話してる。でも、いや、わかんないよ。これ、もしかしたら有名なストリーマーかもしれんね、これ。俺らがわかんないだけで。ゆめちゃん、はい、こんにちは。ウィズってどういう意味わかんない。サバカとフォアグレキンガーでね。違反してるわ、あいつ。暇。配信見ようじゃん。面白くない、このおっさんたちが話してんの見てても。どこがおもろいねん、これ。いやいや多分おっさん今日の朝ごはんについて喋ってるこれ。今日の朝ごはんはベーコンと卵だったんだってさ、これ右のおっさんを見てめっちゃなんか変な顔してるでしょ。この人あれだから卵嫌いだから、いや卵はないかなっつって、やっぱ朝はパンとご飯と味噌汁だって言ってたね、多分今。これ英語わかるからね。需要しかないね。左の若干ボトカさんに似てないだろ。5200円ありがとう。レーザーのヘッドホンつけて生きてそう。レーザーのヘッドホンに生きてはないだろ。入るの美しいよ。いつかこの顔のスキンでそう出ないだろ。今日の朝ごはんは洗濯機だったんだって言ってないよ。左の人、好き嫌いすんなよ。いや、好き嫌いは誰でもあるから仕方ない。カスタムキーボード教えてください。何カスタムキーボードって。昨日接近ファイナル1位じゃないよ。昨日はあれだよ。フラムさんだよ。真ん中の人、野獣の先行でさ。アジアじゃん。リムレさん食べて嫌だよ。ちなリムレさんの朝ごはん、今日俺焼きそばだった。カスタムキー教えてください。参加型じゃないです。どっからどう見ても完成配信です、これ。ライルさんや。ライルいる？おはようございます。はい、おはよう。いつになったら始まる？あと4分ある。4分あるわ。クレンさんって何でしたか？わかんない。今日の朝ごはんは洗濯機であしらってこれ来てそうやってねえよ。スクワット誰と出ますか？わかんない。今日部活落ちです。部活にスマホ持ってった方がいいですよ。いや、持ってった方がいいだろうと思ってたけど、怒られるだろ、それ。うんこして家庭室アリーナ。ヒゲ入ってますか？入ってない。そのスキンマジでさ、これいいだろ。これカスタムだってじゃない。レベル。それな、カスタムマッチじゃないだろ、その考えても。どんだけレベル高いんだよ。今映ってるのってモバイルのライルさんですよ。違いますよ。ライルさんストリーマってコメントして、マジ。参加希望。だからストーリー、だからカスタムじゃないって。今映ってるのブーガー。いや、今映ってるのは俺のフォートナイト。編集いいか F どっちがいいと思いますか？いいか F？F。D と F どっちもやってる俺がおすすめるのは F だ。5200名ありがとう。今日半日勉強半日バカ大変だ、頑張れ。リムさんうまい人。カスタムの賞金800万です。手元打ちしますか？ いつもは映してる。今日は観戦配信だから映してないわ。昨日のさ、そうだね。親のプレゼント 5000V バックス買っちゃった。お前怒られんで。俺のゴーライブのやつじゃないか。おすすめのマウス G403。おい、ライルいるか？ライルいねえな。自慢もライルも消えたから俺ワンブンヤンする相手にな。ライルワンブンヤンしよう。ライルにボコされる配信するわ。来て、ライル。3分。始まるまで。あ、俺ライルフレンド消してるわ、お前。フレンド送って、ライル。やろう。はいや。お前フレンドやん。今すぐアリーナやって。やだよ。気配値出してください。気配値、俺の気配値重要ないよ。これってスイッチプラットフォームキャッシュカップじゃないです。北海道涼しいですか？涼しいよ。いや、ごめん、嘘ついた。熱い。ブーガと対マンしたら勝てる。これ相手ブーガです、これ。見てこれ。相手ブーガです。リムラさん、カエル食べて嫌だよ。初顔や顔イケメンですね。見えとらん。見えとらん。見えとらんって。ファイナルってクリエイティブでしたっけ？クリエイティブじゃないよ。すいません。今ね、まだやってないんですよ。なんで、ラルトワンダンス。チャンピオンアクスなくなった？あ、ほんとだ。チャンピオンアクスなくなってるわ。ね、消えたよ、チャンピオンアクス。あ、チャンピオンアクス消えてる。ちょっとしよう。待って、消えてんだけど。消えてる。ふざけんなよ。おい。チャンピオンアックス消えてる。死ね。チャンピオンアックス消えた。俺もうこのスキンでやっていくしかないわね、ライル。ライルかっこいいって言ってる、俺のスキン。はてなんか。まだ始まんない。ごめんなさい、僕が盗みました。マジだよ。リザートさん、もうみんな消えてたんだ。俺はね、まだ消えてなかったんだよな。最悪だわ。いや、多分バグじゃない。多分単純に消しただけ。おーい、チャンピオンアックス消えたぞ。だけんね、何時からもうそろ始まると思う。最悪だわ。チャンピオンアックス消えた。おい、ライル。おい、消えたんだけど、それ終わったから多分そう。チーム変えないとダメなやつかな。だけんねしかも最初のだ。おい、ライラさん強いよ。次はトリオスクワットでもらえるのかな。いや、多分ソロでもらえるんだと思う。学校行くには落ちます。はいはい。ライラさん今喋ってる。なになに。なるほどね。視聴者ゴミだって言ってるわ。チャンピオンアックス消えたのか。運営しねえよ、クソ野郎って言ってる。英語で喋ってるわ、ライブ。マジかよ、お前。おい、暴言吐くなって。それあかんって、お前。バカバカバカバカバカ。やばいやばいやばい。やばいやばい。ライルが英語で暴言言ってる、こいつ。やばいやばい。お前バカ、それ以上言っちゃダメだって。もうやばいやばい。もう英語で暴言吐きまくってる、こいつ。やばいわ、ライル。さすがにまずいよ、お前。今測っただろ、どうしたんだよ。おい、ライル、暴言はダメだって。やばいやばい。 視聴者めっちゃおってるこいつ。お前らブスがコメントしてくるじゃねえよカスって。やばいやばいやばい。バカバカバカ。お前あかんってそれ以上は。何そのファイナル取ったやつにあげるぐらいだったら俺にあげろ。お前バカって。バカバカバカ。これは英語ライル。やばい。ライルめっちゃ言ってるなんか。やばいとか言ってたら死ぬわこれ。痛いお前痛い。いやそこやばいな。ライルずーっと英語で喋ってる。ライルやばい。ライル英語うますぎるね。このスキルのおかげでライル勝ったわ。なんか思い出してる。あい危ね。はなんで今までそんなダメージ入るの。お前ちっちゃいだろ。やるさんがチャンピオンアクセスなくなったらそれもうめっちゃやばい。やっさ渡されてる。ちょっと待ってね。あ始まってるけど言って面白くない。さっきのおっさんあれ3人のうちあれ真ん中がライルだからあれ置いといてみんな。ライルのお父さんが左で右が真ん中がライルでいっちゃん右のやつが他人。あいつだって他人だから。いやーライルやばいわちょっと。ライルこんなおっさんの声してるあいつ。あいつおっさんだわ。いやライルおっさんだな。うえワンパンされた。きっそ卵朝ごはん卵食べたって言った人がライルで好き嫌いしてたのが他人。あ右のやつで言う俺だった。何やつきしょ。So him being out of the competition now is going to be key for him and his standings and how he's going to be able to shape himself out the rest of the competition. And he fell to someone who's on their way up. Like Abid is doing pretty good right now, 18 points. So that's that. Here's Illiso on the other hand, a more relevant fight right now as he's on the hunt here. The crash pad on in, the shield crack, and that's going to be the green light to step on in. Look at the swiftness of the edits here. He's not playing around and no hesitation to even start a crash pad on in now. And this is looking closer and closer. That additional なんかライルが裏でずっと喋ってる。何あ、今入ってるグロリアっていうのはゴミだって。あー、まあそれはね、分かんなくはないな。なるほどね。あんまりクランド僕言っちゃいけないよ。相手誰？ライルだよ。画面タイプ。あ、ごめん、今ね、なんかしょうもないとこ映ってるからアリーナやってる。多分ね、いいとこまで行ったら映ったな。どっかにない。いたわ。
player edits and a very risky edit right in Illa's face. If he wasn't reloading, Alsu would have been put in the back pocket there, but now he falls 84 to 2 in his first elimination of the game. And a good replay.
ライルに殺されなかった今だ。まあライルさんね、何も言ってない。ライルにしちゃおとなしい方かな今。
Importantly, he gained the point off of that because he needs it now. That's going to put him one step closer to the top 10 there, which right now, the cutoff line for top 10 is 23 points. So 21 now for Illis is pretty massive here, considering we're getting closer and closer to the more placement and that mid game right now.
もう見たいここら辺からみんな。どっち見たいライルとアンブヤンとこっち。ルーさん通訳。いやごめん、もうこいつ早口すぎてわかんない。今日の朝ごはんは女を食べたらしいです。なるほどね。なるほどなるほど。さすがですライルさん。さすがライルさん女からしたからな。朝飯より女からしたらしい。なるほどね。ライルさんも年なんで。今日なるほどね。今日は3人目の女ってやったらしいです。あ、死んだ。
launch pad. So Illis aggression paying off in spades here. Now 2 on the board and a lot of extra loot.
そうそう見るか。じゃあこれ終わったら見るわ。
Daddy has a few options as well from heels to pick from, floppers and chug splashes both.
これラストね、どうせ配信見てるだろ。
No playing this game right now. 24 points here. He was just on that brink of breaking out. He's in top 10 now if you think about it, because the fact that he did have someone get taken out there as well just at the start. Skittles. But you gotta think about it. The zone's closing in now. There's a bunch of players behind him. This fight here, oh my gosh, the cone's gonna play off. It's Rox who walks right into what is basically an ambush from Azer. He gets rewarded with all the loot as well.
All the loot dropped down onto this ultimate low ground layer, so he's dropping back down into these old builds. So he's going to try and hopefully expand out here, because Badge coming in to try and take some of this, and also maybe a little bit weak, or assuming some shots in from the side, and yeah, just a big ambush there, and that's what you see. Do you have the confidence? He could have stayed in that cone play, had no idea he was there, would have held on to the place, but having the confidence to be like, no, I've got the advantage, I've got the drop and going for those fights, and that's what you want to see. Today's the day of day. It's the grand finals, and you need to be able to back yourself and see Haji put back against the wall. Someone I said to look out for who actually won.
じゃあ俺が一番対面強い他はザコって言ってますから。
Not a bad performance by any means, and he was caught off guard there and just relied on pure reaction time and aim.
Massive eliminations worth 2 points because the 75th placement threshold was broken as he converted. So just like that, 18 to 20 points now in the game here. This is grand finals day. This is the halfway mark of the competition. Number 4, ladies and gentlemen. So after this, that's it. We only have 2 more opportunities. You do not want to get sent back to the lobby like Sid here. He was doing so well up until now, but there it is. He met the red light. He's got to park his car here till later.
Try and come back into the next one, hopefully hit the green light and push forward. Might have to hit the gas as well. He's doing well, but he's not too far up on the leaderboard. And there is big prize money. We haven't talked about it too much, Monster. $50,000 for first place. That is how much the players got for qualifying for World Cup. So this is big. These are the big stage set here, and these players really are going to have their eyes set on the top. And we broke down the prize pool before the show.
あ、ブがいるブがいるブがいる。
To get real heavy around.
これどこサーバー？アメリカ。おっさんのせいでライさんが一緒。すべてはおっさんがある。俺は悪くない。ね、ライル聞いてくれ。多分声聞いてたのに俺は悪くないんで。すべて悪いのはおっさんなんだ。
$20,000 and $30,000 swings in a single fight.
なんか俺が一緒。
Yes, that's right. Life-changing prize on the line here.
いや、ライさん一緒。
It's the glory as well.
ライル上手かったよ。
To prove to
ライ
the
ル来て。
community, to your peers and friends that you are one of the
はい、
best. And all that practice you've been
おはようご
putting
ざい
in
ます。解
is
説
going to
す
be
るよ。
well
ご用意しま
worth
してあり
it
がとう。よかったらチャンネル登
here.
録お願い
Rotate
し
for
ます。
Accepta, who's in
解
top
説
10 and
してない
not
解
getting
説。い
pressured
や、これ
in
海
by
外。
Bugha. We saw
これ
him
何
in
試合
that
目
mini
これ
shield
4試合目。
with the
これ切っ
upgraded
てきてくれ
AR
るんだ
now.
よ。
If he
チャン
finds
ピ
a
アック
shot
消え
here
て
from
んの
this
本当なんですかね
epic
本当。
AR, it's going to hurt. It's going to do a lot of body damage. There it is. It's 35. He's closing up. It only takes 2 body shots to finish him off because of the additional pressure from the rest of the lobby. And now Bugha is keying his way towards the loot, but there's someone else on the other side of the wall. It's not going to be for free here. He's going to have to fight for it, and yes, he is now in a weird situation now, sitting on top of a bunch of enemies, but it's okay because he is safe for now. No more heals left in Bugha's inventory. How is he going to bounce back in the competition is the big
ライル
question.
さんあっさり顔出してない。
I'm looking at that hunting rifle. I mean, Bugha, we used to see him in the driver's seat as well. The weeks we've seen him do so well. He starts off strong and he finishes strong as well. So Bugha having a bit of a shaky start, needs to claw his way back into it. He's not performing poorly, but needs to pick it up a little bit. As we see here, 4 of the top 5 players have placed top 25 in all 3 games, showing how consistent it is at the top. And Age is picking up fat, getting a big refresh. So like we said, this isn't like EU where we see someone getting a big win and running away with it. Everyone's trading up, everyone's playing consistently, and it's going to 100% come down to the wire. So far, none of these players have shown they can jump that 10-11 elimination win. As we jump onto a race with Skittles, who's on only 46 health, he needs to make something happen. Crash finds the back pocket, trying to push back forward, trying to hold off the third party, and the player aggressively behind. And it's just a lovely focus. Doxy Fishy picking up the limb. And Silver's been doing very well here today, going into this game on 6th place, falls just like that.
アメリカサー
I
バ
love
ー
how we
ア
gave
メリカ
props
サーバーは
to
ライブ
players finishing in top 25, and just like that,
朝ごはん
5th and 6th
ライブさ
place
んなん
are
かされ
now
たの
down
なんかされ
outside
て
of
ない
the
朝ごはん
top
女の
25,
ライブ
very
さん
far from it. But it is okay. The competition is still raging on, and there are still more opportunities up ahead. It's a matter of who can bounce back and really pull it all together. this is a very crucial zone to make a proper rotate out of. Someone like Booga's going to need to impact soon. He's going to find one through the floor there just in time. As the build is freshly coming in, and he's going to be sitting inside some enemies. Builds now, he's trying to see if there's some free loot down there. He's probably going to want to take advantage of this. Remember, he did just tag the player down there as well. He needs this as much as the guy in front of him, and that's a free tunnel he's landing into. We'll see now if Booga can find his impact elimination, or will it be the end of his run right now? It's going to be up against not Builds, who's on the other side. So here it happens. The crash pads are going to come out, and now he's forced into defense. He only has 45 builds, guys. This is not a lot.
Ooh. He's got to secure this. He has to get it. He does. And he gets the elimination for it too. So obviously we had the no pass down on the back foot as well. I saw it. There it is. The mythic chug jug. When you're going into builds, no material, nothing.
ブーが殺してるっぽいね。ブーが殺して、試合取ったね。試合も取ったけど、グロフが取ろうとしたけど。
And did he pick up the infinite chug? We're gonna have to find out when we jump on
it. ブーがって結構 WK 多分サージがやばいと思う多分。
Meds bad. And I was just gonna say, as much as those players in the top haven't really had their big game, any of these players can. We've talked about it. Who's who? Booga, Stretch. Players who have shown in qualifiers and heats, they can drop 8 to 10 elimination wins. If one of them does that soon, we're going to see a big jump up from someone else, and the leaderboard at the top is going to get even more stacked.
So true. This is the time to do it. Halfway into the competition, we've seen players like Stretch pull off the marathon run, the back-to-back big games that he needs in the past. But if players like Blake stay consistent, these are the names that we're going to see continue to rise on up. Remember, Blake was shut down in the previous game. Right now. And he's doing for what is just a normal, common AR, showing that you do not need an upgraded loadout to make big plays. It is just dangerous in any hands of the best players. These pros find ways to make it work where the normies cannot. Asia's on the other hand, pretty good here. He's trying to get into some action. This player underneath
この人が飛ばしたのかな多分。
Yeah, and that's what's so important about the consistency. Blake drops a 14-point victory out from placement and 6 eliminations. He got 20 points in game 1, and I believe he was what in there, he was about low 20s, 23 or 26 from this game. So that's a real big issue for him. He needs to find that consistency. But if he drops another win as Aegis trying to use his crash pad to go forward into this box, and this is a half zone that they need, so that fight was so huge. Because if Aegis managed to win that, not only was he going to get half the elimination, he was also going to get Kit's mythic loot. So Aegis falling there so close to what could have been the game he needed, as Stretch is now below it, and Keox looking to have his game. If Stretch is in there, if Stretch gets his hand on this shockwave launcher, at the start of this season he was known for it. He was playing caddy corners in solos. If anyone could win a game with that loot in the back pocket, it's going to be Stretch. And if he's identified that player has it, he is not going to stop until he gets it.
Guess what? Our first place is still in this game as well. It doesn't matter what kind of mythic loot is out there in the battlefield right now. It still needs to shut down what Class can do. We saw if he gets his hands on something big, he runs away with the competition. First full moving is going to be coming in soon, and he's kind of in a shambles situation. He's middling as far as loot goes. Only 30 builds. He does have just enough heals and stuff to hold him out. It's not too much. It's not the winning loot that you want to see coming into this late game. The zone is going to favor him for what it's worth. So it gives him a few more pieces here to look back and see what he can find, to see if he can pull some elims. He doesn't have a single frag right now. Remember, the next placement that can be given out. So he can effectively walk away with still a few points just worth of placements alone.
Yeah, 3 points of placement would be good, but he's got to pick up that pace as well. He's got to keep up the pace, sorry. Eyes are on him. He is in first place right now on 40 points. And last time we saw him when he got the win, he had 7 floppers. So it is. It's looking like a very different loadout. And again, these are the players you want to watch out for who need something soon. Again, I know Zake coined it best. Do you have the loadout you need to win this game? No? Then get in. Try and get an elimination. That's exactly what Class does. Identifies that he hit him hard. It's probably going to take too long to finish that one off. So now he's trying to find This is what you need. Takes down
このさ、高順位の時に、今の入り込もうとする精神がわからん俺今。ここで大会にやる1対1で勝てますか？勝てない。みんな頑張って。頑張ってほしいね。さあ、現在、多分1位の人かな、この人。だいぶ強いけどね。うわ、入り込んできた、うわー。さあ、入り込まれて、下から入り込まれて進んでいった7ポイント。さあ、 な、これキングがでもこうキング見ちゃねえか。さあさあさあ、クリックスとブーガは生きてるかな。生きてなさそうだね。いや、クリックスとブーガ生きてないな。これ決勝だよ。さあ、俺の推しのクリックスとブーガは消えちゃってるな。いや、ブーガもいないと思う、多分見たけど。さあ、40ポイント高い。多分この、ブーガハイグラいた？マジで？ブーガ勝て！頑張れ！おい、ブーガ撃つこの野郎！あ、やばいやばい。消されることない。あ、じゃあとなんか違うね、戦い方。まあ、そうだね。ブーガいた？マジで？ブーガ。さあ、現在40ポイントのこの男、多分今上位の男ですね、この人は。さあ、まだ上位、いや、うまいけど、いや、資材が60しかない、どっか入り込むしかない、この資材の量。この資材の量だと、もう入り込むしか道はないかな。まあ、この建築物の中だから、まあ、資材なくてもいけるっちゃいけるんだけど、狙われちゃったらもう終わりなんだよね。さあ、狙われていく。さあ、うまい！ここで下に削って HP を回復するが、資材が持ってってない、取りたいところである。さあ、資材拾ったが10しかない残り。さあ、HP60。さあ、ブーガはいる。裏からアンチガイムーブしてるね。さあ、うまい。さあ、ブーガがアンチガイムーブして、どうだ？ハイから取るか？様子を疑っている。いや、アンチガイムーブじゃない。アンチないだ、ブーガ。さあ、43ポイントのこの男、建築資材もうないかな。さあ、ブーガまだ生き残っている。ハイグラ高いね。ハイグラ高い。ブーが、いやでも上から2番目だから、いっちゃんいい位置。上からヘイト食らわなければ、だいぶいい位置に残ってる。さあ、ショックウェーブで飛んで、うまいけど、いっちゃん下まで行っちゃった。ブーが、ショックウェーブの力さ、後ろ開けてるけど大丈夫か、ブーガそれ。開けたまんまだぞ。初見さんこんにちは。さあ、ブーが、いっちゃん下まで行ったね、一気に。アンチの最先端行ってるから、資材は残ってる。俺はブーガしか見ないよ。あ、でも45ポイントのやつ。45ポイントのやつ。いやー、惜しい！エイム良かったけど、相手フルアーマーさん、資材視点変わって、近くにブーガがいると思われます、この近くに。27ポイント。多分、唐辛子を食っているので、おそらくこのとこ資材はないが、全然アンチ移動はできます、この男。さあ、ハープガンで資材を建築を壊して先に進みたい。うまい！さあ、相手全員ローだ。そう。終盤だと全然ローなので、HP なくても全然勝てる。さあ、クラッシュパッドを持って、ちょっとまた、クラッシュパッドを持って、またハープガンあるので、建築物をハープガンで壊して進んでいきたい。うまいですね。資材も全然増えたぞ、さっきよりは。さあ、HP80 ある。この男、全然勝てます。ブーガはもう死んだかな？ブーガもう死んでるね。さあ、ハイガラがさっきずっといた男はずっといるね。まだ全然キープできている。さあ、多分中段にいたやつが HP 全然ないので下のやつを殺しに行こうとしたが死んでいく。さあ、下のやつで 1v1 しています。してるけど、あ、ショックウェーブでダル絡みされてる。一人飛ばされた。さあ、あのキルを取りたい。取られたキル。さあ、アンチが痛い。上のハイグラの 1v1。いや、もう一人下にいた。さあ、アサルトで削ろうとしてる。HP ない。勝った下のやつ。やば。さあ、下の人はエイム、アサルトエイムだけで多分3キルぐらい殺してアンチ外に残ってたけど、倒した。いや、うますぎる、今の。やばすぎ。今のは強すぎるね。すごい。やっぱ多分資材なくて中ぐらいに2人いたんだけど、さあ、1v1 になる状況の中で上からショックグレネードで8機飛ばされたんだよね、多分。そう。で、2人残ってたんだけど、まず上のやつを 1v1 でアサルトで溶かして、HP を復活させてなかったんだけど、さらに下のやつの HP を殺して、で、ラスト 1v1 アサルトで溶かして、そのまま相手は多分上のやつアンチガイで死んだね。いや、強すぎる。
A story is all the time. I mean, we've seen it pretty much every single time throughout the heats and until now. It doesn't matter whether it's the person who started with the Caddy launcher, with Kit Shockwave launcher, or not. If you pick it up, you have a big advantage going into that final.
そして、ボドカさんとライルが今います、ここに。はい。というわけで1位、OA、ポポ。これさっきのやつじゃないね。2位がさっき勝ったやつじゃないかな、多分。1回もビクロイしていないけど、1位だね、今。10分けでしてる。順位は取ってない、あ、そうだね。1回もビクロイはしていないけれど、さあ、ライさん、マンブランです。1回もビクロイしてないけど、
scary moment for him, though. If he falls in any of these, that is the opportunity for someone to rise up and Blake did just that in the last game, getting right back up to fighting chances.
この男だね。さっき多分5キルくらいしてたから、今回のマッチって一気に稼いだかも。
He's had a top spot, third or first, but then faltered and tripped. So he has to break the pattern, break the curse, hold first, and then win out for the whole day.
And where will any of these other guys end up falling? On the second page, there's still some big sleepers. Kaz, who's been playing very well, has fallen all the way to 11th. Dubs as well, starting to rise up. Same with P-God, who has had 9 eliminations in these games, so definitely feeling the magic that he was used to. But there is a big impact of these guys who potentially could rise hugely in the standings, like we just saw from Keox. That is a rise in thousands of dollars potentially if you end within that top 5.
And that's what we saw in EU, right?
やっぱりキルが大事だね。いくら優勝したからって言ったって、ずっと平均順位とかキル数、多分ね、この人平均順位も高いと思う。
You're trying to hit those top spots, right? Like that's what these guys have to do. They have to come out swinging. They have 2 games to make performances that will literally change history and make it.
てか、ボドカさんに似てるって言ってたやついるけど、似てるかあれ。お前ら多分引き流行ってたら全員ボドカさんって言ってたろ、お前ら。
In that last game, their low ground, now he's sitting in the top third. Very similar for a lot of players. They have their pedestal now.
強いな。下のやっぱアサルトエムいいの。ああいう時になったら羨ましいなと思う。
And that was actually the second game in a row that Grims has played very well in towards the end games. There is some serious moves being made by other players that we might not necessarily see.
パッとかさ、パッとかチームアウト知らないけど、エイム良すぎだろ、さすがに。
Right, I mean, as we kind of break some of this down, we've got 2 games left. There's a lot of these power shifts happening. Other players making moves, others falling. I mean, again, as people are eliminated, that's it, right? They have to wait to the next round to earn more points while others are allowed to kind of step forward. But Keox, I mean, he made this game his own.
Yeah, let's just stop back and look exactly how Keox won that last game. Maximum amount of ammo and loot to boot. There's all the way there in the mid ground. Once you are loud and heard afterwards, you go all the way to height, start dropping down. Mid-air, 70 damage tag to wrap that up on low ground with another quick shockwave. Look at every single user pausing on him to show you the decisions that he's making in fast reaction time. Getting these shots down from long range, from beautiful moments and shots all the way outside the zone.
いやー、エグかったね。お腹すいた。マジで。あれは編集早すぎて僕は追いつけないのもうエムで語るしかない。でもエムも語らせてくれないもん。やばい、もう死体ない。死体はあるわ。死体はあるが、回復がない。ね、うわ、バレてる今の。屋根、いや、今の屋根、得られない。いや、馬の屋根はうまかったんだけど。屋根はうまかったけど。3ダメ。あ、やばい。うわ、ショットガンの弾があれば今。さあ、潜っていったな、こいつ。あんまり建築時代もなくなっちゃったし、常に行きたいところではある。来ると思った今の。いや、これ詰めるしかない。ここ、あーやばい。よー、オッケー、決め打ち。危ない。さあ、危ない。さあ、裏でずっと喋っております。日本より海外の方がお金高いですよな。羨ましい。海外の方がお金高いのって海外とかに行って、わかる？海外とかに行って、日本で YouTube 活動するのが一番いいと思う。海外にいるってので、多分、他の一人、いや、海外のどんな感じなんだろうって見たい人もしかも、あれ、なおかつ、賞金とかも全然もらえるから。あ、待って、それなかった。最悪。海外に住んで YouTube やるのが一番思ったりするんだよね。さあ、このとこデカフォー飲ませてくれないです。いつも言ってな。 ね、さすがに引いて、さすがに引いてくれないとこっちが困る。
go down to early game 6 and have to watch it close out. So we get a fast southeast zone, which I don't think we've seen too much of. And this is where I'm looking eyes on caddy corners, where they can now take their time with those fights and really dictate who gets those powerful weapons. I'm also looking at players like Stretch and Booger. I talked about it yesterday when Stretch played the east. He had really struggled games when they went north. As soon as zone started to pull south, games. So we could see someone jump up out of nowhere who isn't a nobody. It's crazy how some of the biggest names of this finals aren't up there on the leaderboard. But they could be any time. A 10 elimination win is 25 points. That is over half the person who's in first place right now. So some of those people who are a little bit low on the leaderboard could come back at any time.
That's right, they can break their way into top 10 like we saw in the previous game. How it just happened is available to any one of our competitors, especially the veterans that've done it before on the biggest stages. And that's what leads us to the question, what is going to be shaping up right now? How is this going to all play out? Will Coop in class and the others at the top accept Blake, Crunchy, DeRoller, be able to hold their lead? If they do, that's it. That's going to be the run. If they cannot, all of a sudden we are going to have a very interesting last and final game. This is game 5, ladies and gents. We're looking at Skittles right now. Looks like there's a little bit of a fight down here.
Yeah, and I think that player does have the shockwave launcher, right? I saw that shockwave launcher coming out, and that probably explains why Skittles is going so aggressive this fight. Yeah, he does have it, so Skittles wants it. He knows the player disengage. If he can chase this player down and get his hands on that shockwave launcher, that is potential for those 20-point games. That is way to get back in his tournament. He's 28 points, not really poorly, but a quick game here will jump him up so high. And this player doesn't realize he's chased it. He doesn't think he's chased this hard. He thinks he's safe. He's stopping. He's eating things off the ground. He goes down with XNB. It's the banana specialist himself. And Skittles gets the elimination, and he's going to get his hands on that caddy loot. And I have to think, I don't know if XNB is going caddy corners at all. People changing up their strategy in these final games to have those big point formats. So the players at top, like Coop, like Class, people changing the way they're playing.
And that's so massive because Skittles already has 2 eliminations and he was in the top 10. So he's working his way up now. That's on tie, on par with DeRoller, who's also 29 points. But now he has Mythic Kit loot, right? He has the best loot in the game for a solo setting. That's going to be huge here. It's going to help him play into this format and make so much more placement and find the frags that he's going to need to carry his way through that. It's so important to the storyline that's unfolding in front of us.
Yeah, we're talking about a storyline, we're talking about protagonists, but he had his hands on the kid's mythic loot the first time, and what does he do? He got 2 points in his 4 games before that, sorry, 3 games before that, and then he gets 20-point game. So it shows how important that loot is. We can't talk about it enough. Skittles having that in his hand, if he plays it well though, that's the experience with the mythic loot. I saw it in last season, a lot of times people get their hands on the back, they go crazy. They start using it way too much. Those players who know how to use it, can use it most effectively. Doesn't matter how strong it is, it makes you a target as well. As we saw there at Skittles, chasing down XMB because he saw the power. I want to see him hold on to it and have that big game like he did during his qualifiers.
I agree. It's the same reason I don't even grab an RPG. You'll just blow yourself up. It's a lot of power in one hand, right? And it gets even worse, right? It only goes up. It only magnifies its way up when you're talking about weapons like that. Mythic weapons, specifically the shopping launcher. But we'll see though. Clash is looking really good here. Uncontested loadout. Uncontested wise himself. The old Shark there, the broken down Shark. It's looking pretty good for him. On the other side, Blake is also in the top 4 right now. Coming into this at 33 points, he's still just there. He's got himself something nice, a legendary charge shotgun to play with. A couple rotates and some good heals for later in the game.
Yeah, and a pretty decent zone, so I want to touch on Clash's zone as well. That's what I'm talking about. Some of those players at the top. Clash dropping at the Shark, the far northwest part of the map. Now has to go southeast. Let's see, does he have it in the game plan? Does he know this job well enough? Can he now make it? He's uncontested, so he wasn't slowed down, which gives me hope. He's putting his into grand finals. He knows when he has to leave early. Lazo sneaking up here on the counter, maybe trying to use all the sound he gets the crash pads. Is Lazo going to go in? He is. He's going to take the sneak shot on Canard. Canard goes down like this. Colazo
杉谷さんこんにちは。よかったらチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。
Colazo and
ライアンさんおしゃべりなんだよ。
biggest names in NA is Colazo, a controller player but known for being more careful, being slower, more methodical, not as aggressive as someone like Kanata. Probably going to disengage here. Yes, Colazo took the chance. He left the element of surprise, and maybe now he's just going to throw this shot. He's going to throw the crash pad down to give himself that mobility. He might need it now. Kanata's not happy about this. That was his interlude. He worked hard for it. And Kanata's pushing forward on Colazo.
32打目。僕32打目です。
Colazo wants to be. I have to imagine the Colazo is struggling.
終わった。
He hits him with the harpoon.
46打目。強すぎ。食屋さんこんにちは。おいちさん大ですから、あれだよ。
He has literally exactly 50 health from that side of it, and he hits him with the emote.
That is not fair for Kanata, who he's controlled.
あれね、外国の方なんで、ちょっとね、ずっと言語喋ってるんですけど、ご了承ください。何時から今やってるけど、なんかね、もうないから。
For Colazo, who's been hot and cold. He already hit a top 10, he hit a top 15, he has 2 sizzles out. So with that puts him up still. More successful contestant for top 5 is right now.
He can go back up there. Like I said, Colazo is known for being a very, very smart player.
ユニフォーム飲んどんねんこっちは。時計さん本当に信じそうでさ、さすがに信じないだろこんな英語ペラペラ喋るってか。ライスさんって外国の方だったんですね。あ、それはそれでいいんじゃない。強そうじゃん外国の人。こんにちは、はいこんにちは。ライスさん、外国でこんな英語ペラペラ喋るんですごいですね。しかもめっちゃ喋るしみたいな。
Doing well to try and make a name for himself in play as well. I feel like he impressed massively in his heats, and see if he can keep doing it today, Monster.
That's right. He's up there. He's in the top 5 right now. He's got 8 floppers too. We'll be keeping a close eye on him. On the other side, there was Accept, who's also looking pretty good loadout-wise. Medium bullet, a bit low.
来たってプロスタ分もあるよ。ライさんってどこ所属ですか？なんかね、ミドルの育成みたいな。わや、こんにちは、初見さん。よかったらチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。シエさんおはようございます。はいおはよう。
Not finding his footing out of the Frenzy Farms. It seems like hot and cold landing spots for him. Not hot.
ねえ、なに、オッケー。なるほどね。なるほどね。なるほどね。なるほどね。オッケー、わかった。オッケー。アメリカのファイナルどこから見れますか？ YouTube でも、Twitch でもどっちでも見れますよ。ゆかりさん、こんにちは。
The opportunity to hold this angle with a sniper rifle. He knows the player's there. Trying to secure this chest. I don't know if he wants to take the fight. It's a scary situation because if he gets inside this fight, we know how strong he can be. But there's a couple of eyes on him. They are on edge storm. So Clicks choosing to be smart about his rotate. No! Flicks it back. He baits him with the rotate and flicks it back with the clean quickscope onto Sid. Clicks showing that he's got it very much on 15 points. But one of those players to look out for to drop a big game 5 or 6 when there's nothing left on the line. I expect Clicks to go ham, and it's going to pay off in a big way, or he'll drop down even further.
If there's any time to do it now in game number 5, and Sid was in 15 points coming into this competition, coming into this game here, so that's a big drop off for him. We're going to see him fall in the same.
What the?
Players like Clicks, though, if he turns online now,
PS4 とパッド、PS4 はパッドと直接好きな方やりたい方でいいと思う。
Trying to rotate now, though. This is going to be a far south
zone. Remember,
we had the first 2 games favored downwards towards Weeping. This time around looks like it's going more towards the mountainous side, more towards Tag's corner, somewhere down there. And that's going to be some new terrain for these players to play into.
And those are the hardest zones to stay consistent. If it goes up and down, we hear Sundown talk about it all the time. Old Man Mountain will take his hold. Maybe one of those two mythical items within ability. It's really hard. You get pushed down the mountain a little bit, and then the zone goes straight back up it. You've got to scramble and fight your way back up with a lot of people. So we could see a very interesting zone in endgame where some of those players, like Cooper and Class, are going to have to really show off their consistency here.
That is right. And even on this rotate here, Cliff is not getting it done for free. There's multiple players here that are looking to fight right now. Not sure why. Possibly because the storm surge is active now. Players need their tags, and it doesn't matter. You stop in here to fight with clicks. He's gonna give it to you, and he's gonna do it right there. He did it with the sniper again. This is the second time now. And that he needs. On the other side, this is one of the hottest up-and-coming players. Who's been not too hot today, specifically. Unfortunately not. Really finding what he needs. On the other side, though, P-God, he was off to a very strong, consistent start. He's had a bad game in the recent one.
Yeah, and I have to mention how on brand it is that every time we turn into the Peruvian P-God, he's always got the pepper pot. Sundown with messing around yesterday with some seems to be his game plan, and he wants to aggressively push forward with speed into fights like this onto the violent on the feed quite a lot today on the stream. Unfortunately, at the back end of getting eliminated, P-God
just a few elims will break him right into top 10, so let's not forget that. He's been doing just enough, as you see. He gets tagged pretty hard there, but I think it's going to be A-okay. On the other side here is D-Roller, sitting up on high ground right now. This is what I mentioned, the stone. He's going to really favor into this mountainous terrain, this sketchy place to kind of rotate through. It only gets harder and harder if you're late on the rotate.
Okay, はい、スナイパーで遊んでるからそうなるんですよ。こんにちは。初見です。初見さんこんにちは。よかったらチャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。どうも所属してるJUPITERです。JUPITERです。じゃあ、その東京新聞部門の2名でございます。おはようございます。
Just one above, and yeah, he is. He's gonna have to push towards Daxor, maybe to get some tags off. As we can see, Daxor not doing too hot.
Maybe the hope
for the E11 back-to-back on two major regions, but unfortunately, I don't think so today. Push around the side. We know he's going aggressive, and we know why. He needs his Storm Surge tag. If you aren't a big fan of competitive Fortnite, you don't follow it. Storm Surge is basically the threshold that D-Roller needs to get above. He needs to get down so that he doesn't start taking 25 damage every 10 seconds, and that's why he's going aggressive. It's saying how good of a position he was in, and it changed so quickly. And that's why he's so in the game. Pressure those players so they can't play too fast. You need to have these interactions. You need to have engagement. As Daxor identifies this, now knows how weak he is, and I think he's going to push forward and punish this one. He has the SMG and he also has the 2 crash pads.
だってこんなとこ見て面白くねえだろうな。
Unfortunately stepped out a little too soon. He was safe for some time, but might have miscalculated how soon he needs to push in, and that's going to be it right there. You saw the tag come through. It doesn't matter. Daxor's going to walk right through him, and he's going to take him out of the game. That guy, D-Roller, wasn't in top 10. He was just underneath top 5. So that's going to be a big pause for him. We need these players in the top 10 to stay alive and continue to get points if we want this competition to be close. Remember, players like Coop, Class, Accept have such a lead over the rest of the players here that if they stay up, they could easily run away with the competition and never look back. It could be an insurmountable lead they're putting up in front of them. Here's Blake, though, someone who is in striking distance of the top 3, making a very scary rotate across the open waters here. There's sharks nearby, so he's got to be super careful as the shots are coming in from all the players situated up on the mountain now.
And if you missed it, Blake put up a 20-point game in the first game of today. So he's someone who's around that point with Cooper and Class, who's proven that he can get the win, much like D-Roller. So those are the players you've got to keep eyes on. They've proven they can do it, and he did it without a ridiculous loot as well. So Blake now, with only 1 mini though, is a situation that you guys know that I love. He needs the fight, and he needs elimination, and he gets absolutely destroyed here. Taken down to 11 health. He's going to be up to an effective, 36 health if my math is correct after that mini, which is going to need a no. He falls. It was Aspect. I believe maybe it was Aspect that lit him up. We can't see. It was someone lit him up, and Aspect maybe finishes it off, and that's a really, really tough way to go for Blake. I talked about it earlier. He got headshot sniped in game 2. These are the ones you need to reset and come back from. You need to try and figure out what went wrong and try to figure it out without just getting too upset. Because we talked about the prize money. There's a lot on the line today. You can't give up. You need to close out strong.
That's right, you need to hold that mentality of a champion, as Reverse PK would put it. Even if you fall, you can still really bump yourself up to either qualify this time. It's for the money, it's for the prizing, it's for the prestigious placement. that'll stay etched in your competitive history for a lifetime. On the other side, though, Dubs, consistent, slow, methodical, still breaking his way through new territory here with the placement points that he's been earning. He's at 28 right now, not too bad, but not quite enough to be in the top 10, not just yet. P-God's gonna find clicks in the feed there, that's massive. P-God always turning online in the mid-game, not afraid to take the fight, doesn't matter who you are.
I like the choice here of Dubs with the Peppers. Like it's a good position to be in. We've talked about the mounds around the area. It's going a little bit more towards Misty, so not too much verticality, but the Peppers are really good for making your way up those hills rather than the crash pads where quite often you get stuck on all the Dubs also has the launch pad in a beautiful high-ground power position with sidelines over the whole lobby as Dubs does get that elimination onto Lunez. He's got one on the board now, and he's looking really good. 29 points. Can he jump his way up in there, or can he do the slow and methodical as we see Kaz over in the corner, someone who I was hyping up a lot, dropped back down into just outside top 10, but he can do this with an average placement so far of around 30th, so he's doing well this game, just got to keep pushing forward and getting to it. He still has 64 alive monster. NA East is not speeding up at all. The leaderboard is speeding up, but the players are still playing their slow, methodical game that they know how.
You can't blame him. Players like Coop who just want to wait for opportunity to on him. And yes, he is going to find one. Jelty off in the distance there is going to be the player he knocks out of the competition now. Sending him back to the lobby only to queue up for their final game coming up. This is game number 5, ladies and gentlemen. The NA East Grand Finals of the FNCS Solos Division. There's $500,000 on the line. So you can imagine the pressure is at an all-time high, even for players like Booga, who have taken the first place on the biggest stages across the world. And during this FNCS, Booga has averaged more than 7 points per game in his final 3 games. He is looking to swing his way up. He is looking to stay in the competition and show that he can place another high-placing spot in a solos comp.
ブーが映ってるしねえか。というわけで、皆さん、完成していきます。すいません。皆さん、うまかったです。はい、というわけで見ていきます。さあ、ブーが25ポイント。あと2マッチあるから頑張ってほしいところではある。今4マッチ目だね。100円さんパンチは今から始めようかな。さあ、うまい。うわ、ブーがやってるね。さあ、ナイス。資材もなかったわけではないけど、増えたのはでかい。クラッシュパ、いや、でも言うて増えてないな。相手もともと資材なかったっぽいね。
elimination and he's back up to 75 builds now, 6 crash pads and the launch pad. He has one extra player that's now taken out away from him, around him, so he's conditioned this area and now has to even as he pulls a
全然大丈夫だけど、サージがきつそう。サージがもうちょっとやばい。ファイナルヒットじゃない、これ決勝だよ。おはようございます。はい、おはよう。さあ、ブーがやっ辛いね、これ。サージがやばいって感じかな。資材もミニポンも回復も移動手段もめちゃくちゃあるけど、サージがやばい。そんな感じです。さあ、うまい具合にアンチドに入って、アンチドしてアンチ入っていった。資材がちょっときついかな。このまんまだったら、いつかは蹴れちゃうような資材ではある。かな。今殺してた？ちょっと待って、俺追えなかったけど、今殺してたみたい。さあ、資材全部回復した。さあ、これによってサージも全然稼げるようになったから、稼げたね、ダメージが。なので、全然大丈夫だね。サージがきつかったから、どうしてもサージがきついと回復が蹴ってっちゃったり、ダメージを無理に当てに行こうとしたらやられちゃったりするんだけど、今のでかすぎる資材も全部出たし、ブーがいい感じではあります。さあ、発症飽きたから今度戻ってきて、そうだね、俺コピーやりたいからな。さあ、誰だ ?36 ポイント。まあ別に悪くはないポイントだね。全然いいぐらい。このファイナルってどれぐらいラグ？多分スイッチよりラグ。いつもやってるスイッチの2倍ぐらいラグだ。こんばんは、初見です。こんばんは。さあ、やばいやばいやばい。さあ、アンチがこいつのすぐ近くかなに寄っているんだね。資材はどれぐらいだ？資材か確認できないけど。はい、アリーナボシは Twitter でしてください。僕の配信はアリーナするとかじゃないです。友達いないからって僕のところでやんないでください。お前俺一回寝た。さあ、こいつはサージは全然来てないので、全然余裕だけど、多分これ打ってるのはキルがちょっとでも稼ぎたい。いや、 こいつサージやばい。5ダメだ。これもうすぐサージが食らう状態だから、ちょっとでもダメージを当てもしている。アリーナトリオ、あとどんどん募集してください。ライルが募集してるよ。いけいけいけ。やってくれるらしいっすよ、ライルさんが。やってくれるんですよね、募集してんだったら。ライルさん。ライルさん。皆さんしてくれるんですよね。皆さん、ライルさんとできますよ、アリーナトリオ今なら。ライルさんと。いやー、やってくれるらしい。いや、まさかね。まさかやらないんだって言い出すはずがないですよ、ライルさんが。ほらほら、言ってよ、ライルさん。どうぞどうぞ。エビカーで貼っていいっすよ、ライルさん。どうぞ。ほら、ライルさん。許してきたよ、ライルさん。ほら。ライルさん、どうぞ。ライルさんのみ OK です、この配信。あ、もういいよ、モデレーターにしてよ、ライル。これ、本物です、ライル。どんどん言ってください、皆さん。どうぞ。ライルさん。ライルさん。ライルさん、まさかね。まさかこんなこと言われると思ってなかっただろう。かわいそう。というわけで、実況していきたいと。俺さ、今殺してたね。さあ、ハイグラがいっちゃん高いね。ずば抜けて高い。落下ダメージを気にしてないような高さなので、おそらくだけど、ショックウェーブってよりかは、おそらく、あれは持ってる気がする。なんだっけ、グラップラー。グラップラー、あれ落下ダメージ軽減できるので、どんだけ高くてもいいので、多分、グラップラーな気がします。さあ、入り込んで、殺していく。場面だ。さあ、HP がどんどん削られていくが、相手もクロッパー持っていたので、全然とりあえずは大丈夫そうではあります。そうそう。さあ、上でハイグラ取って、6ラウンド打ってるね。あ、音楽ごめん、俺概要欄に載せてはいてるわ、今から。ハイグラを取ろうとしてるのあんまりないね。だいぶ高く積んでるわ、これ多分。落下ダメージ気にしてない動きだから、おそらくだけど。さあ、ブーガがまだ生き残ってる、俺の推し。
the competition, Ozzy. He's going jumping forward here with this one. 53 points on the board right now, and I don't see Class. Class is not in this one contesting it, so this is.
ブーが生き残ってるけどダメージが低いね。HP しかない。でも着スプとミニポ、あ、全然余裕ある。全然余裕あるよ。さあ、ハイグラがすごいズバ抜けて高いね。これ多分ハイグラ取り返すの無理じゃないかな。ショックウェーブ対策でめちゃくちゃ進んでるね。多分もしかしたら落下するかもしれないけど、もうショックウェーブ対策でめっちゃ高く進んでる可能性はある。フェイズのデブスがいるね。さあ、ブーガも全然生き残っています。ただ、資材がきつい。ブーガ資材きつい。こっからどうやってさあ、カバーリングしていく。さあ、キンチャーショで148ダメージ入れていくが、あ、エイムが悪い、エイムが悪い。さあ、エイム悪いけど、なんとかこう過ぎていったけど、資材が増えていません、全く。さあ、きつい状況ではあるけど、なんとか頑張ってほしい。さあ、ハイグラが全然見えないね。ハイグラが全然見えないけど、どうだハイグラまさか誰もいないが取っていないかもしれない。さあ、ブーが映されているミニポがいっぱいあるけど、資材がきつい。さあ、HP3 だ。あ、ナイス。さあ、目の前の敵はロー HP。資材も回収するが130しかない。またやらないといけない状況にはなっている。さあ、ハイグラがいます。あー、やられていく。さあ、ハイグラがいません。全員下のローグラでやり合っています。さあ、残り3人。まさかのハイグラがいないかまさかいる。さあ、上を確認していないと分かった上を確認していくが、さあ、上を取られてしまうハープ、あれだね。あれ、ハープガム時代。さあ、下のやつがアサルトエムで溶かしていく 1v1。さあ、上は、そうだね、グラップラー持ってるけど、うわー、勝った。強い。でも、ブーがなんとか、資材ない中で頑張ったね。いや、強い。多分上確認できなかったのかな。どこにいるかって確認しようとしたところ、上からショットガンで撃たれちゃったね。さあ、強い。ハープガンの音がしたから、ワンチャンどっかで飛んだのかなと思ったりしたのかもしれないね。他の方向に来たから。さあ、GG。いや、すっごいケンチカート。しかもクラッシュパッチ残ってるし。
There you have it. Game number 5 is done and closed. Exactly doing exactly what you need to find the victory royale. Now, guys, we're getting ready.
ずっと食べてるお前。ずっと待ってたこいつ。さあ、というわけで誰勝ったかわかんない。ライフト半分はしていきます。待ち時間。さあ、1位よ。あ、いや、強い。圧倒的57ポイント。 デブスがだいぶ上がってきたね。さあ、こんな感じですね。あ、やばい、やばい、やばい。やばい、こいつスナイパーで煽ってきてる。え？何やってたこいつ。さあ、だいぶ強かったね。さあ、やっぱね、さっきのもそうだけど、アサルト M はだいぶ大事だね。このゲーム。やっぱチャーショー、今の環境、チャーショーがだいたい打たれる率が高いんだけど、ホットガンだとね、前の、なんか、前に進めない。は？なので、チャージだとシュラでチャージできないんだよね。だからキットとかは別だけど、ポンプじゃないから、アサルトエールとかサブマのエイムがだいぶ大事になってきたりする。ライ先輩はファイナル見ないんですか？今見てると思うけどね、座ってくんないんだよね。うまい。いや、ブーがだいぶ強かったね、さっき。
And these guys as well, and this page too, they've just risen a significant amount, but there's everybody bouncing back and forth. It's not one person doing it all. It's like a whole bunch of different people and a bunch of different threads trying to grab their lion's share of the prizing at the end of the day.
I'm gonna say it right now, grab your cameras or just take a screenshot of any of these pages past the top 10. They will change next game. Ball is right. It's bouncing back and forth. It's a ping pong match all the way up to everyone right beside there. Hitting.
今、残像が見えた。79しか入んねえ。ブーが4位。全然ある。やっぱブーがソロ最強だな。強すぎる。
Such just a joy in general, right? We have one game left to go as Shy just disappears. Goodbye, my friend. We will never forget you. He's gone. Follow. We've got one game.
It's just too intense for him. It's ping-ponging back and forth. He's like, no, you know, I can't take it. Let's go away from here because apparently he can't manifest an internet connection. It's all good.
Guys, you know what? We're just gonna step away. We're gonna go back in the game. Monster teammates. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. The replays. We gotta talk about some things that did unfold. Manifest. That's just gonna be the theme of what we are looking at. Break this down.
Absolutely, I will. It's Coop at the top. We wanted to highlight.
Yeah, 残像見えるよね。リベカ WR 抜けたよ。
Shine and come all the way to the top. This is in the last game. He's pretty much in a backwards position in the back of zone, no materials. And what he will do is pull out that attack. That was called out by the caster. He said that he's so good in these situations, and just a few of them. Every single time he's picking up one flopper, finding the pass.
俺の動きが速すぎて残像が。ちょっともラインの動きが速いのか。
It's crazy that he's able to find these things. This was the first game back in front. And so another player in his box. He doesn't care. He's fine with that. He's like, okay, you want to stay? I will take you. 学生で前の尊敬ありがとう。この前のファイナル PC リオですかこれ。 Every single one was because he has a 10.2 average.
下手なんだけどこれ。
5 games, I think, out of the finals that we've watched. Even in EU, that was unheard of. This is a little bit more consistent, a little bit more than we've seen anybody in terms of game after game performance.
And the thing is, you've been able to couple this with a handful of nations, right? Earlier on in the broadcast, we now talked about this. Placing high is so important, but you need tied with that. If you're just placing high with no, you're not going to get that far. Out of top 25 in 5 games.
俺が解明するしかない。そうなってる。
It is, and for doing in the like you saw in the last bit of that package, like Sundown called it, right? He said the players who can play with low materials, the low mat players, will end up being able to find that consistency, find that game after game conversion on points, and you saw it in that. Coop was literally 3 games out of the ones we just watched. The highlights for numbers were ducking and diving between all the little old builds, and he always found himself not only elimination, but somebody with floppers where you could outlast and even find more paths to victory.
100ヤクス消えたってマジですか？マジだよ。あ、
firing on all cylinders. I say finally like he wasn't before, but he is. From the beginning, he has time set on the fly. 1 game left. Can he hold on?
12 points. That's the difference. 1 game left. Somebody has to show up, and it really looks
なんでその、このカードでこんな入るの欲しいだろって。
And here we have it, the battle bus is underway, and $500,000 is on the line, laid out across the Fortnite world here. It's the last game, game number 6 of the FNCS NA Grand Finals, and we're here to bring home all of the action. It has been such an intense 5 games, an intense 2 weeks of competition. But it's a question, will Booga, who just had a huge stride all the way back up to top 5, hold out and take it home? Will Accept do it? Will Clash do it? Or will Coop maintain the strong lead that he has set out before him? Monster Face here in all the antics. The battle bus is already laid out. Take a look. Our competitors are here. They're on the field already.
Ready to play. Someone has to pick up the pace here if they're going to catch up to Coop. And it's going to be Class. He's had an average elimination of only 1.8. He's been the slow and steady. Does he stick to that? Does he stay slow and steady and hold on to maybe a top 3, top 5, second place? Or does he pick up the pace? Because unless Coop goes down right now, very early on, Class needs to do something different if he wants to take over the lead. Coop has put such a control in this lobby. I talked about it when we were watching Class. Someone needs to jump up and put the pressure down. Who is it going to be? And it's been Coop. It's been the story of Coop today, but a lot of other people want their story told. Booga, someone who's used to the limelight, catching up from behind a position we don't often see him in these tournaments, but as you saw earlier with that statistic, he plays so strong in his final 2 games, and if you're looking for anyone to jump up and have a huge 2 strides, because we saw 1, it's going to be Booga.
今持ってるのってアジアナンバーワン、ジュピターってとこ入ってよ。これは楽しみ。ファイナルってどうやる？なんか
We talked about players like Reverse who were able to do it as well, and that's what we talk about, the mentality from the champions being able to step up to the plate when it matters most. Either way though, there's a lot of action unfolding here. Here's the highlight from Clash and how he picked up one of his first eliminations onto Slim from downrange, and oh my gosh. We get the shot from 2 perspectives there, Ozzy. That was disgusting.
We get the bystanders as well, sitting on the rocks, the little coral just watching out, seeing that unfold, and that was brutal, but it's another point for Class, and it's another point closer to Coop. We haven't seen Coop in the feed, so he hasn't gone down, but he hasn't got a win too, so Class is edging forward, and those kind of eliminations are big difference, as we see Crunchy here.
このマップのコード教えてごめん、わかんない。今持ってるの何で聞いたっけ？誰かこの、概要欄書いた。カリナで事務所としてマジでファイナルどうやって見る？普通に YouTube とかで見れるよ。おはようございますね、おはようおはよう。
Not able to keep up with the pace, unfortunately something went wrong, and Crunchy gets a big refresh and a big jump up that he needed.
We're still going to give a big shout out to players like Lunez, players like Slim, and all the other fallen competitors already here in the last game. Their last chance is out the window now because they are still the best of the best. We're looking at the 100 greatest in the region. Players like Blake proving that they have what it takes, even as the newer up-and-comers, the stars that have been around. It's their time to shine. Will Blake do it? He's got 34 points. This is a battle that matters a lot. We talk about $1,000 engagements, big money on the line, and Blake loses to Clicks finally.
アリーナ待機配信したら見
Early
ますよ、
game
マ
because
ジで。
Clicks needs it.
画面に
There's
書いてある
no
左上なんか。
alliances here, not in any drop spot, not in solos, and Clicks finds 18 point there.
あー、ア
And
リ
you
ーナ
talk
待機
about
配
solo,
信
you
ね。
talk
あ、
about
クリック戦ってる。
Clicks and Blake, 2 renowned teammates. They were duos until recently. They didn't duo in the last iteration of Fortnite, but they were teammates for so long, and there is going to be a bit of love lost there. Blake is going to be upset. We've talked about it. Blake has had some of the most heartbreaking eliminations I've seen today. Either getting absolutely destroyed and beamed up from a player he can't see, headshot snipes, now getting into a box fight with Clicks. Probably the last person on the map you want to have a fight with.
You can see it there. Things are still kicking up though. It's Booga though on the rotate right now, trying to make it happen here. You can see 37 points is pretty strong. He's on the rotate. He's trying to cut through the zone right now. He's doing so good. Even with players nearby, he's got to be super careful. This is entire setting on the line. His top 5 is up for grabs right now. As Coop still is alive. He's got 57 points. This is so clutch for Coop right now. All he has to do is stay alive, ride this title, surfboard, and bring it home. Will he be able to do it? It's covering up above a little bit. They know the players have the voice to the side there. Lucky for him, instincts are going to take over here. He's going to make the right decision to get closer to zone, to play into the materials that are right in front of him. But it's okay. He's got plenty to continue to farm up here. This late in the competition, or this early into this game specifically, he needs to continue to pick up the loot. He's got to get the brick. He's got to find the metal. The prestigious metal. So hard to gather. But I think he's going to opt out of all that just to stay alive a little longer now. FaZe Dubs coming out of Fortilla, we know he's been able to pull off these huge rotations. He's got the loadout to make it work too. You can tell that he's got that vault loot in hand because he already has a launch pad secured as well with the crash pad. With the 3 big pots. There's another player who's just stepped out of the zone so that he can gather a material now and take it into the late game. Hanging out here. This is the intensity that we expect in a grand final. Yeah, exactly.
はいはいはいはいはい。ヘッチ早すぎ早すぎ早すぎ笑っていいの。どうやったらこんなこいつ速くなる。どんな食生活してたらこんな速くなる。
That is ridiculous. So Dubs looking to just continue his slow and steady format. He's not trying to jump up. He's probably noticed that he's got way too many points to chase up. And we keep talking about the top, but $500,000 on the line. There is nothing to stop that about coming top 5, top 3. It's not all about first place here. It's Asian.
手元ない。今日はね、あれ、そもそも完成配信だから。
Too many off today, and this is what's going to start to happen in game 3. Leaving nothing out. They want to go, maybe they're frustrated. Games haven't gone their way. They're going to back their mechanics and take fights they wouldn't otherwise take.
これで負けるのはずいで。
5 points separates Azers right now to the top 10. The big pricing on the line to do it is his wall. He makes get it. He's looking to get the follow up here. This is a huge engagement here for Azers, who's been doing well in the competition. Just good enough to be in the conversation right now. And the point threshold is so close that he does not want to fall now, not to give away his positioning so far. Someone who also needs it is Jelty too. So on the line is the same thing for the 2 players. It's all the money, it's all the marbles, and that's it. He cashes in. Azers wins the engagement. He has just enough to fight his way out of the storm line too. There's someone nearby though listening into the battle. You can see the cursor there. It's Litura.
Yeah, man, but I need to get hands
a good spot to be in. He had good health, good shield. We'll have to keep an eye on the feed to see if that can close out. Aspect getting a grip from Marauders falling on him, but nice builds there. Cut off the sideline from the Marauders so they don't aggress onto it. It's a really good play. Marauders will only chase you if they see you for long enough, and I think maybe one of them spotted Aspect. No, they're not all making their way towards him, so he might be okay. Clearly not wanting to tangle with them. He's on the edge.
こういうのでさ、よかったらクリエイターサポート、リブルなんちゃらみたいなのあればいいんだけど、ないですよこれ。なんか好きな人に個人個人やってる。
So great to see someone who was here at the very start of competitive Fortnite. Kind of got lost a little bit, not to maybe take it seriously, and then come back to the
Trying to make something big of the rotate here now. You can see there's plenty of players nearby still hanging out with the authority. Zone's already popping, pulling players to the north. That's where the pro players are having to pull their focus in. We're going to have to start sliding their way all the way up here. Aspect gets the breaks put on him though. There's someone just outside of Salty Springs now. Into shots, so he's going to have to stop here. He's going to have to heal up now. And this is digging into 2. Oh my gosh. The fact that he's using 2 shields right now just shows it indicates that Aspect does not want to fall. He doesn't even want to leave anything on the table. It's use it or lose it in these situations. And I love it. He follows up with a hunting rifle. Beautiful shot right there for Aspect. And now the pressure's on though. It's Gabe. He's on his tail here, Ozzy.
And someone's behind Gabe. It's like a little highway. That river, they're all swimming down it. They see that Aspect got an elimination. They're chasing him, chasing the loot. They saw him get cracked with the sniper rifle. And you love to see it. Aspect backing himself. He uses the 2 big pots, bring up the slot for the sniper, and then instantly, within 5 seconds, gets an elimination that makes it worth it. That was a huge swing, but there was 2 players hot on his heels. People are picking up the pace here in NAE. They are going aggressive. So you have to look out for players like Coop, like Class, like Accept here to hold on to their lead and avoid those players because they want to have their slow and steady games. They want to get to endgame. They don't want to get caught up in fights like this.
That's it. You're seeing it unfold right here, right now. Only 78 players remaining in the lobby. Everyone's on their final marathon push to make it through, to make their way up, to claw their way into that top 5, top 10. Players like Accept at 40 points are doing just that too. Remember, he's top 3 right now. Any of these engagements can quite literally throw him out of the loop right now. Take him out of the comp. He's got to think long and hard before he takes these shots and fires off the cylinders at different players. You can see right there, he holds back the range. Decides, you know what? I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to get the zone instead. Maybe for him it's about playing a little bit smarter, playing it safe. Keox, on the other hand, has a little bit more of a gap to close here. He's got to play a little bit more aggro, possibly quite literally take a fight that he doesn't want to right now.
But I have to think Keox has picked up more points in these final games than almost anyone. Keox, I believe going into game 3 or whether it was game 2, had 2 points, and then he got the massive 20-point game. But he's keeping that consistency going. He's had another big game on the back of that as well. So Keox currently in 7th place, but he's jumping the leaderboard. Yeah, he had a 6 elimination win in game 4, and in game 5 was a 7 elimination 19. So this is a player that's leaving nothing on the line. He could have that big game to jump up the
Completely dialed in on that one as well. 7 kills in a top 20. So Keox is thrusting his way all the way up. He's in 7th place right now. You guys forget that. With every single point, Keox is securing his way. He's shutting out competitors, right? We're in game 6 now. If you fall out, there's no more opportunity. As players like Nanolight are still trying to find something, still trying to do something here. He hasn't been on the camera a lot today, but he's still been in the question. He's been in the conversation. He can still make his final ride into the last standing strong right now.
And that's it. That is the story of Nanolight. It's those top finishes performing so well, coming top 3 at DreamHack Anaheim, but still just a face you don't see a lot of. Someone that doesn't perform well in Cash Cup. Currently sitting on an average elimination of 1.6. Wow. He is a placement warrior. He came second last game, so he's looking really, really good here at the end. But he's got to keep going. He's got to keep pushing forward and try and make something happen, as these are the fights that are going to be the questionable ones. Can he hold his own? People get aggressive and set up on top of him. He can't just play his safe placement game all the time, as he now slips inside top 75 and one placement point goes out. The first one of the game, Monster. As much as there's people going aggressive, there's plenty of people playing in true NA East slow and steady fashion.
That's right, and this could be a fight that will make or break Nanolight right now. This is a big fight, and the crash pad is actually flying out. And I'm not sure if he's her curse right now because Jack is well on his heels, and Nanolight has to make a big decision here. He can't stay here for much longer. If he does, it's an easy entry for the crash pad, especially with the weird terrain. Here it comes on the other side of the wall. It's a charge shotgun, well timed on the exit there. He catches Jack, doesn't get it fast enough though, and now he's shot a time. That opponent, though, is very far off in the distance. I think he's going to be okay here to heal up and stay alive.
Yeah, but he's really bad to possibly lose the war. He's backward now. I didn't see too many meds there. He's not in a good spot. He's out his zone, not in a good spot. Has the meds, but needs to get in to have the time to use them. He's left his rotate very, very late. And maybe it's this kind of missed timings on the rotate that could explain the 11 points. Not too high up there. What can he do? Are there players around him who are high up on the leaderboard? Like Keox, that can be ended just like that. Keox in 7th place going down. The analysts talked about it. We've talked about it. In solos, every interaction matters. Panda has not a showing to get top 5, top 10, or even close, but Keox out.
Fortnite fam, we gotta give shout outs to everyone that's made it this far. Even players like Keox, he's still probably gonna hold a very strong positioning in the comp so far. It's been a long, grueling stretch of FNCS balls, heat, and now grand finals as some of the favorites are falling here. Even Dubs now, Tahita, who are still trying to say, hey, we made it this far for a reason. They are the best of the best out there right now. The crash pad across the field here, just to continue to keep him in the game. And that's how Dubs' run ends now, and Hita's story begins here. But is it too late? It sure is, because we're in the last run now.
How my damage is it?
Dubs is pushing up there. He was in 5th place and he goes down, and that's just it. Dubs having an average eliminations of less than 1 a game, so we can't be through on those mid-game fights if they're taken. It is rough to see, and yeah, you have to give stuff to all these players, especially the ones still playing their game into game 6. They're not giving up, they're still taking it seriously, and that's what's about. This is the end of the day. This is the highest level, and you can improve on things every single time you play. Trying to get some shots out here.
その金のさ、稼ぎ方を味わっちゃったらもうラでもうさ、無理じゃない。無理でしょ、バイトとか。皆さん、こんにちは。今日学校サボってしまったと、お前。あれ強いよ、マジでうまいから。矢のスレッジ、メカジ最高です。最近オンラインにスタンドアップ、多いね。スタンドアップがまず、そもそも多い。
On the other side, though, D-Roller alive in this game, healthy and well in the center. Good position on the zone here. It looks like this is a different endgame. Yeah, we haven't seen this zone full very often up here towards the northwestern portion. But finally, we do get a little love for the players that landed around here. We might be seeing, or maybe makes sense as to why so many other players are falling now. So many of the big names, because they haven't had the experience, at least in this tournament today, up in this section of the map.
HP ある感じの立ち回りするわ。あからさまに。これ HP あるんじゃね？やばくないみたいな。そんな感じを漂わせる。あ、やばい、HP な、こっち回復ないから、詰めないと負けるみたいな感じを漂わせる。もっと早くないけど。そして、あ、やばい、全然上来てくる。回復あるな、多分。まずい！あ、来てくれたけど、決めるしかない、ここで。いや、今。
That's right, the difference here is going to be eliminations. He's going to need to get closer and closer, gather more and more. Take a stab at the throne. It's only going to be down to class. Players like Accept, now that Dubs is out of the game as well. Because remember, coming in, Dubs was in 5th place. So now that he's out, that's it. There's no opportunity for him. He just has to hold strong for whatever prizing he can gather up towards the end here. On the other side, players that are climbing up, Nanolite, he bounced back from the terrible positioning on the outside of zone. He managed to make it work here, and now he's got a Vive on the back line. Freebie here, because the Vive was tagged up pretty hard.
Vive was tagged up, and Nanolite, I don't know how he got his way back in this one, showing why he's one of the best placement players in this tournament, showing why he performs in big stack while he's on the day, upgrading with the AR. He's trying to get the if he can, gets a bit more metal, gets a lot of metal. And now he's going to finish the wants to get that big elimination close. The 2-point swing as well, as that was just inside
スタンプばっか、いや、これツイッチなんだけど、ツイッチね、コメント打てないようになってる。
He's looking pretty good, Monster. 150 doesn't have the full shield, but everything else, the positioning is looking pretty good. As Coop, no, it's not. 21 builds. Is this Storm Surge? He's 12 on Storm Surge. This is your winner. This is your winner. In the lead, is Storm Surge taking his player who knows, but as Coop does he wants to control it, but no, the third party comes in. Coop got his damage, but it might be too little too late. He's holding on to what little he has as he goes below 50 and Storm Surge changing up this lobby quickly. Coop could fall here, and maybe all eyes on Class, because Coop is looking the worst he's seen all day.
This could still work though, even without the minion bullets. He has the one crash pad to rotate him closer to half and half out. He's got a little bit of favor going into his pocket right now. We'll see, because if Coop falls, this leaves the table open. This leaves the opportunity up for players like Class or Accept to snatch away the crown here. We talk about a few things need to go in your favor. Is one of them being Coop needs to fall. We'll see though. Zero medium ammunition. He can't do much right now. He is literally a sitting duck here with a charged shotgun and no follow-up. He's trying to find loot.
This is what scares me. I think he needs to crash pad in. I think he needs to go for a fight soon. The longer he leaves us, the harder it's going to be to find. And there his blade comes out 10 health. Can Coop do it? Can he get the one charge? 59 points. That is your mark. People at home who just tuned in. First place has gone down on 59 points. So when we tune into players like Class, like Accept, like Booger, who have a chance to overtake them, 59 points is their target. The speed has been set, and they will have seen that in the leaderboard. They will have seen that in the feed. They know that he's down. And they know they have a chance now. They can smell it. Victory might be attainable because Coop has his worst game of the day in the last game of the NA East FNCS Grand Finals.
That's right. The opportunity for the biggest share of 500,000 is now accessible for everyone.
さあ、屋根で見て、アンチがこっち、さあ今見てた方だね。 今見てた方だから、アンチ行く方確認して、ジャンパーがあるから多分使おうか迷ってるけど、多分、あ、クリックスいる。俺だったら、多分だけど、普通に行くかな。ジャンパー使わないで。あー、だね。ちょっとジャンパー使わないで。ジャンパー長距離移動の時に使った方がいいから、こういう時はクラッシュパッドとか使って、行った方がいい。誰かアリーナできる。だから、ここツイッターとかね、募集サーバーじゃない作ったの。友達いないからってやめてください。アメリカとヨーロッパとかで賞金変わるよ。ブーがいるから多分アメリカ東らしいです。キングファイナル1位だったね。さあさあさあ、さっきの人かな、さっきの人で、さあ、アンチの最先端、資材が残り302。ジャンパー使ったかな、多分さっきあったんじゃないから使ったっぽいね。ウェブブレーカー買っていいと思いますか？どっちでもいいと思うけど。ごめん、わかんない、ウェブブレーカー。ヨーロッパはもう終わったと思う、多分。
Well, no, he's getting tagged up here, Ozzy. This is looking kind of dicey. Anyone can dive in on him. Anyone can get in at any time, and he's trying to get inside the same time. He's going with those 4 crash pads, and we haven't seen Class too much in the field. Class is still up, and he's still pushing, he's still kicking, but he's not giving up, he's not accelerating, he's not trying to take over that first place position. Coop is
うまいさー、うまいな、今のはちょうどいい漁夫だね。あと1点の敵をちょんって言ったら取れたね。さあ、クリックスハイグラです。さあ、クリックスが今ハイグラに来ています。さあ、ブーガーも全然残っている。シェーバーの移動アンチのジャンプはマジで強そうだね。さあ、ブーガーさっきはハイグラだったが、降りてきたのは敵を殺すためだった。さあ、見事に殺してブーガー1キルゲット。残り今43ポイント全然あります。あ、違うわ。クリックスが上にいたのか。実は憧れて大会とか頑張ってました。体に気をつけて、これからも頑張ってありがとう。日本勢のファイナル今日もう終わりました。すみません。終わってます。さあ、ジャンパーが今見えたぞ。行かないのか？行かないみたいだ。残り次第12枚。さあ、どっか敵を殺して、さあ、ショックウェーブで張り込んで、うますぎる今のクリックショット。やばい今のは。じゃあ、綺麗に決まったが、資材もない。相手もなかったみたいだ。クリックスの手元頭おかしい、それな。さあ、ここで殺されていく。だいぶ頑張ったところではありますが。さあ、現在1位の人かな、多分。現在1位から2位の人53ポイント。資材残り120。さあ、フロッパーが2枚あるから全然いけます。あ、フロッパー1枚だね。ただミニパー4枚あるので全然いけるけど、資材の量が多分おそらくだけど少ない気がするな。さあ、後ろから狙っていきたいが、全然削れない。さあ、ドライバー、いいドライバーですね。さあ、ここはやりたいけど、やりにくい。うまい。相手誰だ？相手は、誰かわかんなかった。誰かわかんなかったけど、さあ、ハイグラが今現在いないですね。誰がハイグラがいないことを気づいて誰か取るかわからない。さあ、下、次第残り100枚。何試合目ですか？ 5 試合目。1位の人立ち回り前に。さあ、ここで殺していった。一番下で敵を殺して、残り次第、あー、きつい。130。また来ました。こんにちは。さあ、次第ないのでやりに行く動き。わざわざアンチ逆、いや、アンチの方に行って、あ、アンチ真逆だけどわざわざコリックスに行ったね。さあ、クリックス、俺の推しのクリックスも死んでる。さあ、ハイグラ取っているのは誰かわかんないけど、ハイグラ取ってる。さあ、アサルトゴリ押しで敵を殺していく。フロップあるが取らないかな？あえて取らない。初見さんこんにちは。取らないね。取ってないわ。取ってない。取ってない。さあ、敵、うわー、いいとこで止まった。さあ、ハイグラを維持している。さあ、下のやつが HP ローだね。どうだろう、下のやつとの 1v1 が先に行われそうな気がします。さあ、死んだね。HP が少ない方が死んだ。残り 1v1。さあ、上のハイグラのやつが次第少ないからさあ、ハイグラが変わってしまった下のやつがハイグラ、多分おそらく今敵が殺したので、多分下の敵を殺してたので、150以上は資材があるはず。さあ、下の残り27。うまい！ラスト120決めていった！資材がないからエイム勝負に持っていこうとしたのかな、多分。エイム勝負に持っていこうとして、ラスト上の敵も、資材がなかったのかな、木材58って出てるから。殺しに行ったらワンパイ120ヘッショ。今の120はエグすぎる。こういう大会だったらね、ラグいし、緊張したりして、エイムが合わないんだよ。特に今のだと。今のエイムってめちゃくちゃむずいよね。今、上から降りてきて、しかも違う方向が見てたのを、フリックしてヘッショ当てる。うますぎる。というわけで、今の1位の人は。やばかったね。いや、うますぎる、今のは。いや、えげつない。どうでもいいけど、1時間勉強しておきます。いってらっしゃい。
19 eliminations, didn't get the win as well, so it was off the
いや
back
ー
of
暑かっ
consistency.
た
Didn't have that big win, but he played so
ハイパーライ
well.
トってアジアサーバーでやった後アメリカサーバーでやったらハイパーもらえる
$50,000
もらえない。
$50,000, that is so huge.
そうだね、
Thank you
いつ
so
もや
much
っ
for
てるから
having us.
ね、
Thank you.
わかるん
I've
だよ
had
ね、
the
大体。
absolute pleasure and privilege of commentating every game of NA East, and they could not have
はい、というわけ
disappointed.
で。
That was such a good finish.
もう暑いから。
Absolutely, and there you guys have it. That was the
これなん
coverage
かブ
for
ーが
Monster
ツイート
D
してる
Face Aussie
46ポイン
Antics.
ト
What a
トップ5
ridiculous NA East Grand Finals. You guys showed up, and we appreciate you for it. We're gonna send it on over to Zeke and the boys to bring us on home and close out the show.
いやー、暑かった。よかったら初見さん、チャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。部活まで見ます。おはようございます。はい、おはよう。今のうまかったね。終盤のキルすごかったね。ムサチキンナゲットで明日ギフトの。はい、分かった、分かった。変な、気持ち悪い。そんなんしないと無理なの、その人は。その売名されてる人がさ、頼まれてやってるのか知らんけど、その人のことが好きで、売名してるのかもしれんけど。ちょっとやばい。皆さん英語わかるんですか？わかりません。いや、エグかったな。暑かったね。トリマソロはゴミって海外人みんなついてきてる。ちゃんとヤクス消えたよ。よかったら初見さんチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。この解説してる人毎回うまいのが気になる。
Coop will walk away with the champion. Can see accept. Also, well done pushing up into the top 3. Booga in 4th, Nanolite in 5th, Zentil in 6th, Owe Hoofishy in 7th. So, Fishy gonna be happy about today.
ブーが4位かな。ブーがね、ブーがだいぶ上位だと思うけどね。
40 points. So, we talked about every single engagement mattering. Right there, the tiebreakers separating 9th and 10th.
初見さんこんにちは。よかったらチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。
I could not be happier with how things have gone. NA East absolutely put on a show for us. It was neck and neck. As
初見です。チャンネル登録してきます。ありがとう。ブーガーがツイッターで4位って言ってない。覚えてます？なんか前も覚えてますってなんか言われた気がする。僕は英語うまいですよ。This is pen。うまお前。ブーが14ポイントからね、よく上がったね。あっこから上がるのは熱いね。だいぶ。
Sundown, I'm over the moon. I'm exhausted, but I'm over the moon, full of excitement.
I mean, I'd be exhausted too. You did a great job hosting through the entirety of this. Let's flip on over here to the next page to cover that out. We can't shine too much light here on Zeke.
最終試合だね。
21st, OA Crimson 22nd, Liquid Gabe 23rd, Colazo 24th, G-Den, Azures, Clicks, Kaz, Jacques, and Nexi rounding out the top 30 again. So congratulations to everyone. Fantastic FNCS run, but at the end of the day, Coop is going to be the one walking away with the $50,000 and the Axe of Champions. And on top of it, the title of best solo player in NA.
エンドっすかこれ。6マッチも終わった？
Congratulations to all the champions. Sundown, before we go, any final words?
English, okay.
Honestly, I just want to say congratulations to everyone who's able to make it this far, and thank you so much to all of you watching, whether it's Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Fortnite.com, or coming through in Party Royale itself. Thank you so much for the time. It means the world to us, and it means the world to the players as well. Hopefully you enjoyed the action, and we'll be back soon.
That's right. In season number 4, we are going to be seeing the return of trios.
マジで2回熱い。死ぬんだけど、マジで3位なんだ。パチロイヤルね。なんかもうすごいモザイクかかってる。なんかもう終わった草かね？まだあんの？これ終わったもしかして。ティーフホールガイズやってる。ほんとだ。PC のスペックを教えていただけますか？ RTX2060、足の9700K です。はいはい。もう暑いよ。マジで暑い。アリーナ配信しようかな。これ見た？ベンチのやつ。ゼロー。ね、ワンチャン待ち時間かもしれない。いや、扇風機かけてるんだよ、俺。寝てなくね？寝てるよ。皆さんトリオと誰で組んでるんですか？誰とも組んでない。ベジないですか？わかんない。カスタムやりましょう。 カスタム僕あと1時間ぐらいで PC 取っていいね。レボかけよう。レボね。もうブーが4点だって、ああ、じゃあ終わりか。終わりらしいです、皆さん。はい。アリーナ行っていい？アリーナ行くわ。そして終わりだわ、これ。というわけで、ブーガは4位です。ジジボー。これ全然使ってない。GG。エアコン賞金で買えば30万とかかかんだよ、だって。いくら賞金あるっつったってさ。無理だよ。さすがに賞金使えんわ、そんな。ベンジ何位なの忘れたけど、なんか、上位じゃなかったよ、多分。ミキどうやってゲットした？なんかもらった。あ、ライルカスタム機持ってるからカスタム入れてるわ。いいな、カスタム機。俺持ってないんだよね。アメリカサーバーで言うんや、まあまあ、いや、まあまあとからが、やばいでしょ。やっぱそうだ。やっぱ便利だよね。エアコン3000円くらいやと思ってさ、なわけないでしょ。そんなわけない。もっと高いから。マジでこれスパイダーナイト欲しい、俺。もうマジで欲しい。やばいなぁ。カスタムキーの条件満たしてるけど、今申請してもらえない。リムラさんが好きな3大ピッケル。ドライバー、あと、あれ、ピッケル、なんていうの、シャベル、これ。あとはビジョンかな。初見です。チャンネル登録、高評価しました。ありがとう。エアコン10万ぐらいじゃないの？ 10 万ぐらいのもある。15万ぐらい。エアコン自体は。だけど、俺の部屋2階だから、設置するのにもまず金かかるよね、そもそも。エアコン自体はそう、10何万とかだけど。まあだから10何万ぐらいだね。15万ぐらい。そう、15万ぐらい。そう。安かったら。初見です。工事費、そう、いろいろかかる。言われたもん、親に。お前じゃあ15万から20万ぐらいかかるからな。お前払えよ。と思ったよ。安いやつやったってさ、意味なくない？正直。いや、そんなんやったってどうせぶっ壊れるだけじゃん。スパイナイトね。俺はスパイナイト自体が欲しい、そもそも。安くて5、6万。おはようございます。はい、おはよう。安くて5、6万。ブーガとベンジって他のプレイヤーよりダントツで強い。なんかもう安定してるよな。ブーガとさ、ベンジって。しかもかっこいいじゃん、あいつら見てたら。かっこよすぎるよ。まあ、ああいう感じになりたいよね。ミニエアコン初見、所持金90万くらいじゃね。オーラとハレクイーンいっぱい。外どころか俺は中が暑いよ、もう家の中が。地獄。マジで地獄。てかもう、あれだわ、俺、もう YouTube 撮んないと。YouTube の、あれ、録画っていうか、はい、動画用のネタを撮って、で、さらに課題しないと。終わってない、課題。上行ったの？おはようございます。はい、ウィンドウエアコン何それ？危ねえ。お、危ねえ。ピストルだけだった。終わったと思った。チャンピオンアクセでどんなところ、チャンピオンアクセ使って初心者の方で。めっちゃやりたかった。ありがとう。ナイス。うまい。ありがとう。窓につけるエアコン。そんなのなんだ。いや、結局思ったけど、安いやつやったってさ、ヒットくん微妙だったりするじゃん。すぐ壊れたり。眠いですよね。ありがとう。タイム勝てません。頑張れ。まあ、ありがとう。チャンピオンアクセ初心者の方でね、面白くない？絶対面白いよね。マジでやりたかったんよ。 これでシャープヤクスって振って、で、聞いたら、あ、やばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいってスラッシュ突。あー、みたいな。俺やりたかったんだよ。PC は自分のお金？いや違うよ。何やかと思った。課題一つもやってない。俺はね、ある程度まあまあやってんだけど、やってはいる。ほとんど終わってる。ただもうね、テスト期間がもう3日ぐらい過ぎてる。売ってるアイテムショップの違いよ。アメリカのグランドファイナル誰が優勝したんですか？知らん。リュウさんのリスナーだったら声バレちゃう。いや、バレない。竹内さんこんにちは。よかったらチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。これやりたかったんだよね、バトルパスだよ。これバトルパスじゃない。マイク何使ってるんですか？わかんない。忘れた。あ、待って。俺手元とかつけるわ。そしたらこれ。竹内さんこんにちは。よかったらチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。手元つけてゲームキャプチャーにして抜かれた。今度部屋紹介とかしてほしいですよ。チャンネル登録しました。ありがとう。仕事来た？来てるね。名前の依頼はセンサーでよん。よし、全部できてるね。オッケー。やってる間に抜かれたし、死ねよー。あ、タロッシャ伸びてますね。ありがとう。顔映ってませんよ。顔映すためじゃないです。資材取るのうまいですね。うん。資材取るのとか誰も変わらん。ありがとう。設定動画とか見てみたい。設定動画ね。設定動画とか、俺のこと興味ある人しか見てくれないからさ、それが嫌なのよ。アメリカファイナルで優勝した人は、欧米コップって、最初から上位いたもんな。ポイントめっちゃ下がったね。めっちゃ下がったわ。こんにちは、はい、こんにちは。よかったら、初見さん、チャンネル登録と、お願いします。なんでさ、ライブさんさっき喋ってなかった？今も喋ってないけど。なんか、配信だとしてくんないの？来てくんないの？なんか、実況お前だけで十分だろとか言ってこなかった。おはようございますよ。はい、おはよう。ショットガン縛りしてください。ショットガン縛りね。正直、イージーだよ。中距離から撃てなくなるだけだから。これなんか好き、ありがとう。フレンドなってください。フレンド。スマホ、中継し。ほい。フレンド嫌です。おはようございます。はい、おはよう。恥ずかしい上がりなんですね。絶対ボロクソやれても顔出すから。まあ1万人ぐらい来たらするかも。顔出してるかもしれないですね。おはよう、はい、おはよう。SF のリムさんと対決してみた。うわ、それちょっとウェルさん。スラッシュの振り方うまいですよ。そんなやねん。配信で初めて来ました。はい、こんにちは。リムちゃんおはよう、はい、おはよう。トゥットゥットゥトゥルトゥルトゥトゥトゥトゥトゥトゥトゥ。いいね、子がいっぱいだー。いや、大丈夫か、お前。大丈夫か。気が狂っとるぞ、お前。おはようございます。はいはいほう。武器持つのうまいです。だから変わらんって、そんな。誰も変わらん。歩き方うまい。歩き方も変わらん。W 押すだけ。リムルってアニメの名前からそうだよ。俺見てたの小説だけどね、先生最初。なんか削れてねえし。おはよう、はいおはよう。V キって親指だよ。エンジョイだとピッてるうまい。何それ。恐竜のツルハシ使いやすい。どうだろう。別に、どっちでもいいかな。好きなスキントップ3。オーラと、なんだろう。オーラとねあれ好きかな。名前忘れたわ。いいです。親指でできるのすごい普通じゃね？逆に人差し指だよね。なんでディバ最近よく配信。ディバも頑張ろうとしてんだよ、配信。応援してあげて。しゃがみ方だけいまいち、マジか。俺、しゃがみは結構自信あったんだけど、逆に。これ早くね？俺、シフトしゃがみだから早いんだよね。バレビアの PC わかんない。スラーチの見せ方はありがとう。自己紹介してください。天才のリムルです。スラーチの振り方もさ、マジで。人差し、俺、V 人差し指。待って、そうなの？押しづらい逆に。指5本もあるんですね。はい、あります。 キック張るのうまいですね。うん、うまくないよ。シーズン何から始めた？シーズン5。こんにちは、フィッシーさんこんにちは。枚数ホイールにしゃがみ割り合ってて嫌だよ。なんでエラ呼吸だ？エラ呼吸じゃない。シフト小指だよ。向こうの大会出てない。繊細なことは、まだ、勝負以前に誰でもわかります。ありがとう。リムルってアジマ1位の。ごめん。まあ。シークはまだですか？条件が揃ったから、あとは審査待ちなんよね。アイテムランクは5スロットとかすごいですね。ありがとう。こんにちは、はい、こんにちは。モングラールの高速タグ、これじゃないの？連鎖に一言強い。びっくりした。はっお前、近すぎ。やばいって。俺ってどうもバッてんだろ。やばい。エアスキンとか欲しい派ですか？俺が自分、やばい、邪魔すぎ、あいつ。エアスキンはね、やばいね。これ、なんか今のやつでついたからリモコンじゃね？なにもう人多すぎ。マラダとのせいでめっちゃ削られた。白武器、マラダマジでこれな。ボット呼び出すのうまいですね。もう出た、もう最近のキモいやつ。死ね！痛い。リュウさんがおもろい。アジア1位プレイヤーは、ハルキオさん最近強いよね、昨日好きだと。クザクさんかアリスさんか、ボットウェブ天才、現地集合、終始あとティアノスケさんとまたですよね。完全に口にしなかった。チャンネル登録しました。ありがとう。ボットとかを持って設置しなかったら、レートされること結構ある。来いよ、お前来たまた。俺ミニポないから嫌なんだけど。かわいい。ハルキオさん昨日めっちゃ惜しかった。そうだね。だるは何あいつじゃあやるだけやって逃げたんだよ。なんで WR 抜けたのってジュピターっていうから入ったからちょん嫌がらせでーす。スクローも上下坂道したベンジみたいに消しマジでアジア同率めっちゃ多かったね。武器構えるのうまいです。武器構えるのってどういうこと？誰も変わらないです。400人来てんじゃん。ありがとうございます。よかったらチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。今までのバトルパスで欲しいスキンは何？黒いさ、シーズン2のやつ欲しい。モサが使ってる猫くんのやつ。ゆめさんおはよう。はもう、終わった俺。さっきのやつやん、お前。いや、一度殺そう、俺。うわ、もう、キモ死体ナイスだー。死だよ、あと。ね、来てよ、お前。なんでお前スナイパー狙ってさ、やってるのに。は何こいつ。今、意味わからんけど意味わかった。どっかこいつ狙ってなかった。いや、逃げちゃうーっと。来たわ。そんなこと言ったら来ましたっけ？出た、はい。来る割にはイモるタイプね。じゃあなんで来たのって感じなんですけど、俺的にはね。お前、来たくせに、イモるんすかって。俺、毎回思う。だるい。来ました、だるい人。これ、俺が逃げたら多分来るから、こいつ。きっしょいから。大丈夫？絶対来る。ライブ初見です。はい、こんにちは。5000人いたんですね。おめでとう。ありがとう。 まあ、リムラさんはクリップの材料だと思われてるんです。クリックス表示させれば勝てる。確かに。クリックスなら勝てるな。よかった、初見さん、チャンネル登録とかよくお願いします。チャンネル登録しました。ありがとう。初見さん、こんにちは。週のいいとこ、強いところと強いところ。さっきのやつどこあれ違うのはどっから撃ってきたんだよ、お前。やばいやばい。抜きまーす。ドーン。あ、抜けなかった。配信始めてからフォロワー増えすぎ。ありがとう。気づいたらチャンネル登録してた。ありがとう。リムルさんって現地集合勝ったね。それ違うリムルさんですから。抜きます。ドン。あー、惜しい。クリックス。わかんない。スクワットの大会出る。おはようございます。アップルとエピックの喧嘩どうとも思わないけど、まあ。はい、出ていけー。は喧嘩売るのお前。まあ、喧嘩売ってんの俺なんだけど、さっきから。逃げまーす。1万ポイントいくかマジで。逃げよー。あ。抜いちゃいます。ダウンうますぎ俺。いや、俺、テンプ色持ってっから。さすがに当たんね。ゆりさんだったら抜ける、マジで。チャンネル読者、まあ、5120人ありがとう。頑張れ、ナイス、ありがとう。ライさんと話したら久しぶり。そうだね。久々だったかな。はい。なんかそういえばツイッターの DM でツイッターの DM っていうか TL で金ピストルがめちゃくちゃ強いみたいなのが流れてきた。やっちゃうにゃー。皆さんおはようございます。はい、おはよう。シュウさんはいないよ、今。誰か抜きたい。なんかこれいそうじゃね？いなかった。もう HP100。なんかやり合ってね。やり合ってるー。おはよう、おはよう、おはよう。バカ。やばいやばい。今、もうね、嫌な予感がした、今。やばいやばい。危なっ。危ない。頭の調節。おーいねえ、ありがとう。やばい。もうやばいお前。どんだけ俺のこと好きなのお前。口先悪い名前してよ。あ、ごめん。嘘。大好き。やら入りましたか？入ってないです。ねえ、やばいよー。回復全部取られてる。なんで俺の回復はここにあって全部の回復どこにあったんだよ。ね。あ、終わった。これ何ダメ？ダメじゃん。やばいって。やばい。回復壊される。やばい。いける？いけだー。100%ある。ねえ待って。こういう時って絶対飲んだ方がいいんよ、これ。飲んだ方がいいんだけど、HP で使うのはもったいない気がしちゃう。わからん？俺だけかな？わかんない？なんか、いや、使った方がいいのはわかるんだよ。わかるんだけど、HP 回復で使うのもったいなくねみたいな。そういう気がしちゃうんですけど、溶かされる。危ない。よかった。そう。マジでHP 回復で使わないといけないの着手法みたいな。ね。なるよね。わからん。ライブ初見です。Twitter のクリップいつも上手です。リスペクトします。ありがとう。そう、きっとあるかも、みたいな。そう。しかも使った時に限ってくるからなおさら使いたくないみたいな。 そう、HP 少ない時に回復出てくる。はい、こんにちは。よかったら、ロケンさん、チャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。わかるけど使いましょう。いや、でも回復したから。大丈夫。紙引き来た。ちょっと削られた時もあんまね、俺さっき51とかだったから、ワンちゃん死んでた。危ないっすねー。ロケンです。チャンネル登録しました。ありがとう。何やってんのお前。あ、何やってんの。いきます。最近のメタ。あ、ちょっと待って。もう一回。今来た感じで。イエーイ。これが最近のメタですね。いいね。ゲットだぜ。あ、これ知ってるみんな。これクラッシュパッドさ、こう投げたら、跳ね返ってくる。これどんどん道作れんで。ピヨーン。ピヨーン。さすがありがとう。チャンネル登録しました。ありがとう。キーボードのマウスはね、Apex Pro と G403。じゃあ、現在、時計さんこんにちは。ジュピターどんな感じ？いい感じだよ。現在によかったらチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。あー、ダメ。しないのか。フラッシュパッドの使い方は天才ですね。ありがとう。なんて名前ですか？リムルです。あ、終わった。やばい。いや、こいつブッシュ強すぎね、さすがに。めっちゃいいと思う。やばっ。いやー、こいつブッシュ強いな。多分キットだな、これ。回復ない。やばい、マジで回復ない。イエーイ。危ない。あ、死ぬかと思った。危ねえ、よかったー。グラッシュパッドあったわ。リルさんのたまりファンありがとう。SF のルールじゃないよ。リルさんありがとう。作詞派、チャージ派。強い武器だったらチャージの方がいいから。ねえ、あれ取りたい。グラッシュパッドが欲しい。やった。オッケー。100アンチートして。ごめん。変わった。ごめん。悪気はなかった。なんかすごい音しない？お前のぐらいだとどんな音しんねん。ジュピターのリムルです。おすすめのキー配置とかありますか？ないよ。頑張って。猫くんとかはやりやすい。こいつのちょんちですよ。 やばい、きついな。オッケー、見事な回避でございます。コメント読むの早すぎます。ありがとう。ハイグラ取れないかな。オッケー。はあ、これちょっとブッシュ強すぎだろ。あぶねー。オッケー、チーチー。危なかったー。だいぶ危なかったな。よかった。初見さんチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。ジージーです。ナイス、ありがとう。いやー、危ない。いやー、危な。マジで負けるかと思った今。ジジイです。よかったら初見さんチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。危なかったー。チャンネル登録と高評価します。ありがとう。初見さんこんにちは。チャンネル登録しました。ありがとう。そのリタールのツルハシなんて名前ですか？スモルター。ありがとう。今ので高評価ありがとう。しょっぱはい。昨日5万人やられ、後ろからやられた時別になんもないよ。お手寄りどこですか？なんもない。動画化しないかな。宿題だれ頑張れ。マジでこれ欲しい。いや、超欲しいんだけど、スパイダーナイトこれ。かっこいいよね、これ。ブレイズとそのスクラッチありがとう。死ぬかと思った。初見さんこんにちは。よかったらチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。目を斜めに2個の形に編集して、その形に沿ってただ歩きながら思うと思う。マジでもし彼女いたら何する？出るかな？ CC でもいいね。買わないよ。ないもん、金。誰かにくれくれ。いや、フレンドいない。ほら。お気に入りのお気に入りのスキン。ほらかな？今何キルしたわかんない。チャンネル登録してよ。ありがとう。ライさんの声は ASMR だと思うの。僕とリムさんだけそうだね。俺も持ってる手にされてるけど。21日に提出の宿題。俺ね、15日に提出の課題1個も終わってないよ。1個も終わってない。嘘。ただもうやばい。ハーレークイーンのツルハシいいですよ。マジで。アリエナの W って何なんですか？わかんない。まあありがとう。よく配信者とかで危ない状況から武士復活したらびっくりする可能性高くありません。まあ危機的状況になった方がいいっていうね。7キル。まあありがたけど、7キルです。スパチャってどうやるの？スパチャで収益化取ってる人じゃないとできないよ。取ってないから。ハーレークイーンのツルハシ使ってください。自分で買ってください、そんな。早く収益化取ってほしい。俺も取ってほしいよ、早く。スパチャ来た時の感動を味わってみたい、一回。持ってるんかい。ハーレークイーンのツルハシくださいじゃなくて使ってくださいか。ごめん、もう疲れてるかも、俺。いいよ、ごめんね。読み間違えた、俺。初見さん、こんにちは。よかったらチャンネル登録と高評価お願いします。こんにちは、こんにちは。スパチャしたいけど気にするはずね。いや、そもそもね、まず、スパチャ僕に送れないです。追加取ったらスパチャしたい。ありがとう。初見です。初見さん、こんにちは。また来ました。はい、こんにちは。皆さん顔イケメンなのが腹立つ。うん、顔見せてないよね。怖い。スマホゲームとかでやったりしてますか？パズドラ。いや、暑い！部屋がサウナ。そうね、意識してることない。死なないようにしてる。あんまり突んないようにしてるかな。顔出てないだろ。おはようございます。はい、おはよう。さ、アリゾクみたいに倒れたりしないから。クゲすごい。何がクーラーないの？ない。俺パズドラランク509ランクやば。やば。見て。これ見えるかな？ 5000。逆？合ってるか。5000。合ってる。見えない。ちょうどいいとこで見えない。 見せたい。ものすごく。今、チャンネル登録者5180人。今日だけ、朝だけで180人増えた。やったね。ギアティックスのお金どうしてんの？ギアティックスのお金はね、天城になる。新規化の条件は取ってる。ただ、審査待ち今。顔真っ赤だよ、多分今俺。暑すぎ。リファワンモニターだからコメント読んでくれないね。もう暑いしやめようかな。優勝したし最後。今日ね、また17時ぐらいからやります、5時から。5時の17時ぐらい。なので、よかったらまた17時ぐらいに来てください。というわけで今回は、最後ビクロしたし、終わりたいと思います。よかったら最後にチャンネル登録と高評価だけ。お願いします。また17時にやるんで来てください。お疲れ様です。じゃあね、バイバーイ。